All right, hello everybody. It's 7:02, March 18th, 2026. So we're going to have our Board of Finance special budget workshop meeting, and we will go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Justice for all.
All right. Hopefully I will see whenever Nick gets logged in, I'll let him in, but the rest of the board is here.
Hey, Rob, can I make one comment about that? About Nick not being here? I had trouble a couple of weeks ago getting in, and the meeting ended up starting without me. And what I've found is that if you go on to the community calendar, that has different directions to get in versus what is in our packet.
I think I might know why that is this week. I can't explain it last week. Kate had emailed me that she was changing the meeting a little bit. Apparently, Jeff McGuire had talked to her about that the meeting shouldn't have a chat function, that it was inappropriate, and she agreed with that and was changing it. And it's possible that in her changing that, it changed the login info. Maybe she had to create a new one, but it didn't get updated on the town website. But that's a good point, and I hope nobody got tripped up by that.
Yeah, so it is still different because I just went through this. I helped Mr. Roy and Emily get on because they were having trouble as well. And anyway. Side,
that
maybe he's having
concerning because I would think if we had an updated thing that it would be available to the public, because then we may be missing participation.
A lot of people could be a lot of people that want to be on here and can't.
Maybe that's why Nick's not on.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying
I'll text him again to see what his situation is.
Yeah, this is Elaine. I just clicked right on the calendar. I always use the calendar. I don't go through the
calendar work.
Yeah.
Remember, there are two different entries. So that might be, there's Nick. We're okay. Well, at least for him.
Let's see what he says.
Hey, Nick. Did you have any trouble getting in?
Well, admittedly, I opened last week's meeting first. So that could have been part of the trouble. So I'm probably a bad one if you're gauging if other folks are having trouble.
Yeah, because we were just talking about how there's some conflicting login info on the town website. There are two different places you can sometimes find our meeting information on the town website. Like you can go to the calendar, but then there's this, you can go to the Board of Finance specifically. And I in the past, sometimes we have things posted where it's in one spot but not the other, and people get confused. So hopefully not too many people got tripped up with that tonight. I don't know that I have any capacity to fix any of that if that's the case.
The calendar gave me the right meeting and password. So I can go to the calendar link. If anyone's struggling, you click on the calendar link. It has the right meeting and password on the town calendar on the website.
Okay. Well, I think, we'll try and tighten that up. But for now, it seems like things are working reasonably well. So I want to move on with our meeting. We're already at 7:06. So first things first, public speak. I'm going to go around. So the first one I see here is Al, Roy, Emily, Timrick.
They're here with the BAA.
You're muted, guys. So
all right. Can you hear us?
Yes, now we can.
Excellent. Okay. What we're doing is we're just trying to affirm that the budget request made from our meeting on September 15th, 2025 was adopted and put into place. And I had heard unofficially that there was some confusion as to what the budget request represented and why it was necessary, et cetera. So I'm here to answer questions regarding it. But basically, we asked what we considered a bare bones $1,905 budget coming up for 2026, 2027. And we are asking primarily, probably one of the biggest items is the board clerk, who has preset payments, was $725. And the reason that is we know it's a reval year for 2027. And we're expecting that because, for instance, the Lake District has always been considered an outlier for tax purposes. In other words, we're at the high end of everything if you're looking at a bell curve. And a lot of those people are not going to be happy with a reval. We know this from experience in the past. And so we're expecting a lot of people to question where their numbers are. And so we had to set meeting dates. And the initial meeting dates we had were significant. So moving on from that, we also knew that we needed training. Every year laws change and we have to be brought up to date. And as a board, we attend a Columbia session of local towns that train the BAA members on new laws and how it impacts our town and ourselves. And that costs money. And additionally, Emily Timmerick has been attending University of Connecticut's program on assessments. And the assessment cost is all she asked for coverage on, so she could go and enlighten herself on how everything works for the board. And it is a situation of she gives all her time, her materials, her research, her work. That's at no cost. All she was asking for is get me into the class. So that was all of that came to $800 for training. And then the last item was $380 for motor vehicle lookup. So there's a new system in place, and there's a way to look up if someone's disgruntled about their numbers and want to review what happened. The only way we can do that is to use a passcode and get into the system. And we've had discussions by email with Mr. Chaponis regarding it. And we asked for the passcode, but he did not want to give it to us. So basically it came down to, well, if he's not going to give it to us and we do need it, the cost for that is an additional $380 to get a BAA passcode use.
It's $38 for one lookup. So we put 10 lookups in because people have come in front of us for that.
I can just say that the budget spreadsheet that Lisa sent around today has 1905 in it for BAA. That's correct. She added a line with the 380, and it was definitely something that I think when we get to that, we'll discuss. So thank you for the explanation. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off. If you have more to say, go ahead. But it is in there right now.
Do you have any questions? Any questions from anybody as to what each item is and why we need it?
The reason there was a question was because one of the lines is not existent. And I think, Rob, that the Board of Finance has to approve adding a line because there is no line for the RV lookup.
We have to create 115- something or other.
So
for that 380. That's right. That's sort of on the list of things. And you had put a note on that. A memo on that. Yeah. And the only other, the clerk salary and the training are both increases, and we can talk about that in our board discussion, but I think you've given us the gist of why.
Okay.
So since we're here, it's public comment, so I want to move on from that, but if you're willing to stick around a bit when we get to board discussion, people can ask questions and have you here as a resource, if that's okay with everybody.
That's okay with us. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for that.
Mute us.
Yeah, go ahead and mute. Yep. Okay. So let's see. Elaine Buchart.
Hi. I've been away for a couple of weeks, so I must admit I have not looked at anything or seen any meetings or minutes or even the budget. But as chairman of the EDC, and we're just finishing up the POCD and had our public workshop hearing last night for the POCD, I just want to make sure that there's ample money in the budget for a town planner, that hasn't been cut or tampered with at all. I know the request was there for a town planner because we can't move forward with anything and anything on the POCD without a planner, and a planner who will help with economic development. So I mean, you guys have the budget, so you can look to make sure that there is money for a planner.
Under the building department, town planner wages, is that a different one, or because I'm just doing a fine search?
That would be for a planner, a town planner.
Okay, that's in there.
Okay, good, because we haven't had a planner for years and have suffered greatly for it.
I mean, that's interesting because I mean it looks like we're spending money on it. So
well, because right now that planner is John Guzkowski, and he has been working on the POCD.
Okay.
The POCD is done.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that moving forward, we still have a town planner to work on other than the POCD.
Well, I mean, I'm seeing reflected on the spreadsheet that Lisa sent me that there's a line item for that, and it's been increased. So we'll get to it, but it's there.
Yeah, yeah. Just putting my 2 cents. It's like making sure.
Okay. Here
no surprises. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. So there's a phone number here. I don't know your name. Sorry. 742-5475.
Hi, this is Leanne Hutchinson. I'm here to listen. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Very good. Joanne.
Hi there. I'm just here to listen too. I just had 2 quick points. Hoping that you all have the info that you were looking for. I'll be interested to hear your conversations tonight with those capital fund balances and stuff. So that would be helpful to hear that you have that. And then just kind of to state the obvious, like when I look or listen to all of you and you'll make your decisions, obviously it's going to be a tough year with the big increase, the bottom line there. So if ever there was a year, I know I've been pulling for this every meeting I come to kind of reduce maybe a couple of the capital fund lines where you can, because this year there's so much turnover. Hopefully they get a new town administrator in place. They get, up to speed. There's, the new treasurer who's doing great, as I keep saying, and then the new assistant assessor. There's just so many new people that just kind of the status quo will be a good thing for next year. So I think this could be a year where you trim some of those because I don't think there's going to be any new projects, just my 2 cents. Thank you.
Thanks, Joanne. Appreciate that. Let's see. Who am I missing? Well, okay. Leanne Hutchinson. Didn't we just? Have I missed anyone? Going through the participants here.
Is Leanne on? Wait a minute. Is Leanne on the phone and on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing. That's what I thought. I'm a little confused because it looks like there's a phone number and then there's a person.
Yes, you did call on me. Sometimes this happens. It's happened at other meetings where my name and my phone number appear separately.
That's weird. Okay, I just don't want to miss anybody. So I think that's it. I appreciate it. Thanks. I think we're good to kind of move on. I hope everybody's had a chance to at least glance at what Lisa has sent us in the last couple days. We've gotten a lot of things. We've gotten the preliminary audit info from last year's budget. We've got new updated budget spreadsheets, both the town budget spreadsheet and then the calculation of taxes and mill rate and such. One of the big changes in there, not big changes, it's a small change, but it's still a change. One of the things that's developed over the last couple of days is RAM. In reaction to the increase of healthcare costs, they upped the levy request. So our budget has worsened a little bit because of that 6% extra. They were, to recap for anybody who doesn't know this, the schools, the town, they're all in a consortium for healthcare premium, and it was projected at 15%. And unfortunately, at the last meeting, it came out that it's now 21%. So both the school all the schools, everybody, not just our school, all of Hebron schools, all of, there's a ton of people in this consortium. It went up another 6%. Basically, if you think about it, their increase goes up another third. So RAM, I guess, their superintendent sent around a new levy sheet. College sent it around, and it does increase their levy request. We had been at plus 120, I think, and $10, and it's now 126,922. So it's not a massive increase, but it is an increase. So that's already kind of put us backwards a little bit from where we were last meeting. Go ahead.
Question. Is their new levy request in this updated workbook that we have?
Yeah, Lisa got it
right now. I'm sure I'll
Lisa
show
got it in.
4,262,454. I want to make sure I have the right one.
Yeah, I wrote it down. 4,262,454.
Okay, thanks.
So we're good there. It's in there. It at the end of the day, I think it increases the budget by 0.1%. The taxation number on the tax spreadsheet. I mean, if you think about it, look, every $100,000 is 1%, right? Because we had a $10 million taxation last year, and just a hair over. So if you get $10,000, well, that's 0.1. So it wasn't quite 10,000. Actually, it's not quite that. It's more like 7,000. But there you have it. So that's one big change. Lisa also tried to get us some more information regarding our capital at my request. I've been asking about the capital funds, and Lisa, thank you so much for the work you've been doing. I know it's been hard. We have a chart that Lisa provided. It's a PDF document that you can kind of put, I guess, together with the audit info. I think that's the intent here.
Yeah, there's the first column. Yeah, the first column is what the audit gave us for 24-25. And then what you voted on for budget last year is the next column. And then outlays that were spent. And there, if you go 2 columns over, it says description of outlays. The amount that in that column that says outlays is explained in description. So you know what that outlay was for. And then I balanced that with the current QuickBooks balance in the special funds and everything, and tried to match it. There are some that are off, and I'm still going to have to research, but that final shaded column to the far right gives you a much better idea as to where you're at with capital right now. I did not get to Bunker Hill, but I really wouldn't count on that because there's just been so much activity out of it.
No, I understand that. And also I would say, I think we all know there's another, I always forget the name of it, but there's another bridge project that is essentially the same type of project as Bunker Hill that we're transitioning to. So, as much as I'd like to say, oh my goodness, we have hundreds of thousands of dollars in Bunker Hill, I know we have that project going, and I'm reluctant to miss that tonight.
Same with Bridge and Culvert too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Bridge and Culvert is one of those things where we're saving and saving and saving like as much as we can, because we know that fund, if my understanding is correct, the idea behind that fund is to fund projects that aren't going to be 100% reimbursable, like the way that Bunker Hill ultimately was. So we have projects coming down the pike where we might have to pay 50% of them. If it's $1 million project, that eats the whole fund. So that's one of those things. To the board, I guess, there are a couple of things I had on my agenda tonight, if you will. I think we should try to quickly go through the town budget again, not as maybe we went through it in detail once, and we had much more preliminary numbers. Then the new spreadsheet obviously incorporates the changes that the Board of Selectmen have made at their last meeting and updates like the RAM number and things like that. We can maybe go through that again. And then I do think we need to talk about capital. And those are the two things that I wanted to really press on tonight. We only have one more meeting. And the other thing I wanted to add on my list of things to talk about is, depending on how far we get tonight, about how much progress we make and how we're feeling about things, I think at the end, we might want to consider the possibility of trying to cram in one more meeting. because I don't know about the rest of you, but I feel like we're awfully close now to that April 1st date where we're going to go before the town and present a budget. Budget hearing, but still, yeah, that's when we're supposed to have our ducks in a row. And we have 2 meetings. We have tonight and next week. So
do you think it's appropriate to try and get that meeting together with the Board of Selectmen? Because it seems like
I'd love to.
Kind of in the process, right? Yeah, because they were kind of in the process of working on this, but they didn't really have a full document to work on either. So it might be better, like, to add them to at least part of the meeting. Whatever.
At least invite as many of them that could come.
Right.
For sure. And I was thinking about Tuesday of next week, but let's just kick that around. Everybody think about it and tell me what you think. But yes, I do think that's a good idea. Mm-hmm.
Can I just mention, I didn't know before, but there are 2 items, and I haven't had a chance to talk to Jeff, but there are 2 items that I would like to talk about for the treasurer's office. 2 important items. When you get there, if you want, you don't have to do it now, but.
Okay. Well,
also, do we maybe want to let Alan and Emily finish their presentation, and then they can stay or go if depending on what they want to do?
Here's what I think we should do is maybe I'll share my screen. We'll go to the assessment appeals portion of the budget and let the board ask whatever questions they may have, because the budget right now that's there, pending a motion on our part to create that extra line item, reflects what they're asking for, as I understand it, 1905. So do we want to do that, guys? Does that make sense? I'll share my screen and we'll do that. All right. Let me see.
We're back on.
Hold on one moment. I am such a smart person. There we go. Share screen. Share. Yeah. Why is this so small? All right. Hang on a minute.
Hey, they're cute.
Can people see this?
Yes.
All right. Let me get down to their portion. This is where it's down here. Recycling. There it is. Board of Assessment Appeals, right?
Yep.
So here we are. These are what we have to talk about. And as you can see, Lisa has put in this $380 figure that they explained earlier in public comment is for that DMV lookup. And the rest is about, additional training costs and a little bit of a bump in his salary for the clerk. So do any members of the board have questions, since we have our folks on here who can answer them?
Do you know what do you have any expectations next year, Alan and Emily? You say we're up for a reval. Do you have any idea what that's going to look like for the taxpayers? Because we're looking right now at this total budget and how the mill rate is going to work based on this year's numbers. We also I'm thinking, need to be cognizant of the fact that a reval could look very different after that than what we're looking at right now. Is that right?
So the expectation here is, having talked to a couple of realtors recently, people are putting houses up for $380 and they're getting $450. So the number different, people are overbidding, and they think that that's going to kind of like get the tax base moving higher. More importantly, in the Lake District, because this is high-end property, even though we don't think that way. But so we think that the numbers are really going to jump high, and that's going to drive people to get a question out of us, say, hey, why did you do this? Not that we did it, but we get to review it. And we're very stringent in following the law. We can only accept a certain formula, right? You got to be Connecticut certified independent appraisal service that's local to the area, and it has to have comparable comps in the area. And if people hit all those bases in a presentation and can prove that it's less than what Mr. Chaponis has done, we have to take a hard look at it, So I think the initial base is going to jump huge, but how many people are going to question it may be huge. That's what we're expecting. But I think you're going to see a big jump.
I have a question now. It's Louise Goodwin. If a person puts the house on the market, let's say 500,000, and it actually goes for like 700,000, are the taxes based? This might be a stupid.
No.
Are the taxes based on 500,000 because that's what it's get at?
It's based on what the assessor says it is, right?
Okay.
So I'll give you for an example. My brother lived 2 houses over from me, and he had 600,000 into the house, and he was selling it. He asked for 8, but a woman's daughter lives on the lake, and they were extremely, extremely wealthy. They paid my brother $985,000, which was crazy money higher, right? That doesn't mean that their taxes will be on that 985. That was an emotional purchase, right?
Right.
So it's the same with other properties.
So it doesn't matter what you actually end up selling the house for.
Correct.
It's whatever it's valued at. And It's going to be valued higher.
And it's 70% of that we tax on.
Right. And it's going to be higher now because all these inflated prices.
The market is just jumping with crazy numbers right now.
Right.
And if you look at the sales in the area, they're astronomical. A lot of houses are double what the assessments were 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what you'd see then, if that comes to fruition, obviously, and you had a flat budget, what you would see is this mill rate decline, which doesn't really mean, it's not a tax cut. It's just right. But it'll affect different people differently. My house built in 01. I've been here since 07. It's aging. My house assessment might go up, but not to the level of a house that's just been newly constructed or whatever. So there's a lot of moving parts, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts. And
it is up to the assessor to assess the price.
Exactly.
Right.
All we do is we offer
do it every 5?
Fair.
It's done every 5 years, but the assessor moved the reval 1 year out.
He was overloaded.
Yeah.
That's why I was looking back and I thought, we did it in 2021. Isn't this a reval year? And thank you. That explains it.
It was. He moved it a year. I think he works in Colchester too. Colchester's is 2026.
Right.
No, I'm sure that's a much bigger job. It's a much bigger town.
He didn't want to do 2 towns with revals.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right, guys, from the standpoint. Oh, go ahead, Louise.
Yeah. I read somewhere that if the reval was delayed for a year or something like that, that they can, I'm not sure where I read this, but they can actually use the current amount that we're paying now as the new reval for the next one, if they don't end up doing the reval. Is that something you've heard of before?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Is that something that can be applied to Andover by using the old? Well, the current amount.
Up to the assessor.
Right. I was going to say, the assessor's going to try to hit every house, right? And make an appropriate adjustment.
Right.
However, will he be able to do them all in time? We don't know. So maybe he hits certain areas more than others. I don't know. I don't know what his criteria is. And,
Do you know when it needs to be done by?
I'll read that. When it's done by? What do you mean?
Yes.
2027.
When does the reval start and when should it be completed?
So, starts October 1st and it is for the grand list for January of the 28th.
Okay.
Has to be done.
Okay.
They get 3 months, one of which is filled with holidays.
And that's,
So he uses the sales for the prior year to do the assessments.
And the sales are high right now.
Right.
They're crazy high.
In a little town like Andover too, I mean, comps can be difficult. I remember a time many years ago where I had to have my house appraised because I was refining or something. And I got wildly different numbers from two appraisers. It was very bizarre because they were, at the time, there wasn't a lot of activity, wasn't a lot of purchase and sale going on. So finding a comp was ridiculous. It was really very hard. Now, at least if there's a lot going on in town, maybe you have a little bit easier time with comps.
And some of the issues that present themselves to us anyway is people think, oh, my brother-in-law's a realtor and he can do an appraisal.
He knows what it's worth.
Yeah, exactly. We hear this all the time, or I just refinanced my house and my bank gave me an appraisal. And we go, that's not an independent appraisal. That's a bank appraisal.
That's right.
So we try to educate as much as we can the public to understand the definitive evidence at our hearing, at our board hearing for your review, right? We know what we can look at and what we can't look at. In real estate appraisals, bank appraisals, any of that, we cannot look at. Right. People have to know that.
Got to be independent. So, I mean, for my board, again, if there's further questions, cool. If not, I think our core thing that we need to deal with here is that line item issue. Personally, you tell me you need $380 for this DMV lookup thing, I'm inclined to support a motion to add that line in. I don't want you.
Because prior to the new law change, we had books that we could use.
Kelly Blue Books and the like.
Well, JD Power and NADA books that we could look things up.
But now
now they use JD Power and it's an online system.
And it's a state set.
Right. And we asked the assessor for the password and he wouldn't give it to us.
I mean, if he would give it to us, you wouldn't have to spend the money.
Right.
Right. And we're not talking a lot of money. I make a motion that we add the line.
And we're freeing 10 cars, right?
Lisa, can I ask a question while we're talking about this line? Do you decide what the new number for the line is? Or I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Go in. It's difficult in QuickBooks because there's the columns that you see. I used to deal with I think 9 numbers, but if there's already those 3 last of those 9 numbers are used, you have to search and find something, even though it doesn't have the same first 2 numbers, you have to make sure that 3rd number isn't used. So I'm going to have to figure out what the format is with you guys. So I'll have to search for a number.
Should we make just the motion generically then?
To be determined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Liz, is that your motion? Add a line under 115 to be determined.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Whatever. Yeah. 250. Yeah. Whatever is needed to add that $380.
Can you name that line without having the number? Like just name it?
It says DMV lookup access right now.
I see. Yeah. Okay. That's good enough.
Do you guys think that's okay? I think it's fine.
Yeah.
That looks good to me.
I'll second that.
Okay. Louise seconds. Very good. Any further discussion on that? All right. Call for a vote then. Everybody, all in favor?
Aye.
Let's go around. Kate's been yelling at me. Liz is a yes. Bill's a yes. Nick, you're a yes.
Yep.
Kim, you're a yes.
Yes.
Heather, you're a yes. I am also a yes. That's unanimous. Motion passes.
Wait a minute. Louise?
Louise, sorry.
Louise is
seconded it.
Yeah.
Louise, you're a yes as well. Yes.
I'm a yes.
Okay. Very good. Sorry about that. When I'm sharing my screen, I have a very it's a little anyway, excuses. So I'm gonna stop sharing for a second because oh my god, that was really hard to see all you guys while I was doing that. So I think hopefully, guys, Board of Assessment Appeals, hopefully that sorts you out for now.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, we're good then.
I appreciate you joining us. If you want to hang around, fine. If you want to bop off now, I think we're good.
Bop off.
Thanks for the education.
Thank you for the info. That was appreciated.
Bye.
Appreciated. Okay, so that's checked off. Right, where were we? Okay, so this is a yes. Sorry, I've got my own little spreadsheet that I'm doing. Okay. So how do people feel about going back again? And I can share my screen again. We can go through it line by line, but specifically trying to focus on the changes that have been made by, at the last Board of Selectmen meeting, because there were several that were made. Do people think anybody got an objection to that approach going through there?
I mean, go ahead, Heather.
I was just going to say that sounds good.
Okay, Bill?
Well, I was going to say, we have to go through line by line one more time, don't we? I mean, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about emphasis, but yes, I would go line by line and say if anybody's got anything to bring up, now is the time.
And
agreed.
We get through as many of those lines as possible tonight, and then I guess add another meeting like you had suggested. It's probably going to be necessary.
I expect it may be, yeah. And it may be valuable if we can get with some of the Board of Selectmen, yeah. But let's see how far we get, I guess, but I that's why I brought it up, is I think we probably do need that extra meeting. So,
are you to share your screen again, Rob?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Give me a sec.
It helps me because I'm out of my house and I can only see one screen tonight.
Fair enough. All right, hang on a second. Let me see if I can. Son of a gun.
Thank you.
Can people see that?
Yes.
Okay. So I started at the expenditures for the town. This is obviously up here is revenue and stuff. I was going to say, let's go through the expenditures. So we would start here and go down and get through as much of this as we can. The changes, the things that are in pink, I believe are the changes or the choices that were made at the last selectman meeting.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So for instance, this here's an example. They consolidated these lines. Right? Or not consolidated. Sorry. They increased this line. They left this line. My bad.
Yeah. The administrative assistant went like a regular salary instead of a stipend.
Right.
And they wanted to leave in the project manager because they were thinking this spring they might need a project manager.
For the road.
Well, I remember that's something that for years Eric had talked about needing.
Well, I think it's because of the bridge project, isn't it, Lisa?
They didn't really say, but I think so, yes. Because there's so much going on with those.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, they got the Long Hill Road.
Yeah, there's something. Yeah. Yep.
So obviously the big jump is here.
So can you explain that better? I don't quite understand why the big jump. What is it?
Because one of the selectmen felt that it should be a full-time position, because I believe right now Kate is just getting a stipend, and it's a very small number of hours that she can dedicate to it in the current budget. So this would add a person to be there 30 hours, 20 hours. Yeah, I think 20 hours is what they wanted. So that somebody can be here. Because right now, the tax collector shares the position. And like during slow times, the tax collector isn't here a day a week. And during busy times, it's hard for her to answer what needs to be done for the town administrator. So it's like she's playing two roles. So I don't know how a new town administrator would feel about that, but.
What do you mean? How? Like, I would think they would welcome that, right?
Right. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Yes, because they're not going to know that they're going to have to figure out the town together, and you know, town administrator goes to meetings and plans grants and things like that. It's like for where I was in as a first selectman, there's meetings all the time. So if there's nobody there at the office,
I feel like Eric combined that, right? Didn't Eric move? He said he didn't really need an admin assistant at one point, and he moved her. Do you guys remember what he did there?
Well, there is no office for her. She just has a desk in the tax collector's room office. And so some of the times when she's slow on taxes, she'll do some town administrator stuff. But when it's tax season for 4 different times, it's hard for her to go back to that desk when she's collecting taxes. I mean, I'm just saying how it is now. I'm not saying it's not my preference or anything like that. I'm just saying I think what was discussed.
Yeah.
Lisa, just a quick question. Is it 20 hours or is it 19? Like, isn't there a threshold for benefits?
19 hours.
It's 19 is part-time and 20 is full-time, I believe.
Yep.
And they went with
20.
They went with 20.
I think
They
so.
went with 20. Oh.
So there would be benefits. Okay.
Because, well, if you took not 30,000 for I'm just trying to see what that would be an hour. Where's my phone?
Okay, because I was getting some information about their meeting suggesting it might have been 19 that they chose for specifically because of the benefits issue. So we may want to tighten that up. Be that as it may, I mean, obviously this line is just a salary, but I mean, conceptually, I am fine with that. Conceptually, I'm just wondering if we as a board are trying to find cuts. Well, if we cut this, then obviously it interferes with the Board of Selectmen's vision for what this position would be. I would be reluctant to go there, but it's a $25,000 increase roughly. Other thoughts from the board? What do you guys think about this?
I'm supportive of them hiring somebody, even if it's for 19 hours. Because I just know that there's only so much Kate can do. And I think there's a lot of things that she can't get to. I notice a lot of problems with calendaring back and forth between the senior center and the town. And with the hours that she has to be able to stay on top of that stuff, it's just impossible. So I think it's a good thing that they're adding somebody. The question would be, do we say, yeah, we fully support this, but maybe keep it at 19? The other question is, Lynn, do you think, will we get an added tab at the bottom so that we can see the line level data for the taxes and the insurance and all that stuff?
I have not been able to do that, Liz. I can't get there. It took me 3 days to do that capital sheet, and I'm only supposed to be here 6 hours. Maybe I can get to it, but I still am trying to do 2 other things that are priorities. So,
all right.
I know you guys had it last year, but I didn't get that until we're already in the process.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and it
process, I get it.
Just to be clear, I mean, I now am kicking myself because what was it? A few days ago, Lisa, I over the weekend, I think I went back through all my old emails and I fished out one of our older budget spreadsheets from a past year and I sent it to her. And I'm honestly, Lisa, I'm sorry it did not dawn on me that you had not seen that before.
That's all right. I wouldn't mind doing it.
I'm a little flabbergasted, honestly, that you hadn't been provided that already. But I could have provided you that.
I wanted to say I got something like that, but it wasn't. It didn't have like your Murph in there, like those tabs that you have in that one was.
Yeah, that one had like all those extra tabs. I think that's what Lisa.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that before. Yeah.
So
I had
partially on me. I should have. I could have done that earlier. I wish I had. Sorry. Sorry. Go on.
Hello.
Heather, I think Heather.
I just had a question. Just so if Kate is normally gets a stipend, so is that still included somewhere in here, so this is somebody else? Right.
This would be a new position, I think.
Right. So is Kate's stipend in here also?
Yes, it was $51.50, I believe, last year. So this 30,000 would be over that. So that would be included in that. I am looking at my notes from that meeting, and from what I wrote down, I have question mark 20 hours times 25 an hour equals 26,000. So if I'm doing that right, times.
So that would then trigger benefits. So somewhere in the benefits line, we should expect to see a small change, right?
Oh,
if I'm understanding correctly.
But if this is, wait a second, let's see. Yeah.
But if the 5150 is in there, then they're only getting paid. They're getting paid the 24,850.
No, they're zeroing out this, adding this to get to that.
Right.
Right. So the
stipend would go away.
Kate gets
the stipend goes away.
Yeah. So that'd be 26,000 for 20 hours at $25 an hour would be 26,000. So I think they put in 30. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if they couldn't get anybody at 25 or if they wanted to change the hours, or maybe they were thinking some benefits in that, because $25 an hour only comes to 26. So maybe they were thinking, I don't know.
4K for benefits, you think?
Maybe. I honestly can't remember. I wrote these notes down, but
Okay.
That figure, so this $30,000 figure, would that include the benefit figure, or is that would be on a separate line?
It'd be a separate line item, I think, right?
It would be an employee benefits, but
Right.
I would, like you say, you want to talk to the selectmen. I would just check and see what, because like I said, that calculation they were talking comes to 26. So I don't know if they just rounded it to 30 because they didn't know how many hours the person would have or what the salary would be, but that's kind of a close calculation to what they might be able to get.
So can we maybe suggest to them that they keep this at 19 hours? I mean, it's a position, so it would be somebody starting out new. If it turned out that they needed more hours and they wanted to grow the position, they could certainly add it. That would tackle the whole benefit problem.
If I understand correctly, 25 an hour, if you do 19 hours a week, 52 weeks a year, that's 24,700 would be the number.
Okay.
Lisa,
is that, I'm sorry, did you say 20 hours or 19?
Well,
19
times 25 times 52.
52.
Is what I did.
24/7. Yep.
Yep. 24,700. So that would be the 19-hour no benefits option, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So they're obviously tacking on. And I think we can make a change, or we can, if we're going to try to pull together a meeting with them, that would be something to highlight. Here, let me do that. And talk about again, 19, let me put another, God, my notes are getting a little crazy. 19 hours at 25 hour, 52 weeks equals 24,700. Great.
So,
okay. I think that's something to continue talking about, but I don't know if I want to would you guys agree that maybe right at this moment, it's not the time to decide to cut it? Like we have other.
I want to talk to the selectmen.
I think so too. That's where I would be at.
Yeah.
Yep. We cut this to like $25,000 and tell them I think
it's an option.
I think we should cut it to 25,000, like Liz said too. I mean, I'm totally supported it from the standpoint that we're going to have a new admin come in. They're going to need this position, right? With a brand new admin.
And then $25,000, and that's 19 hours, and then see how that goes till next year.
Yep.
So you guys want to do that? Wait, do you want to do that now? Are you proposing to do that now, or
yes?
Okay, all right, and then we can still discuss it with them and ponder a change.
Do we have to do this as a motion or just?
Yeah, we would move. Someone would move to cut that line from 30,000 down to 25.
Liz, is that your motion or?
Sure, I'll make a motion to cut that line to $25,000 at 19 hours a week.
I'll second it.
Okay. Do we have further board discussion on that motion? All right, everybody, hang on a second. I'm going to minimize this because I need to see you for the vote. Apologies. All right, if there's no further discussion, we'll take a vote. Liz?
Yes.
Okay. Bill?
Yes.
Heather?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Louise? You're muted, but I saw you say yes. And I'm a yes. That's 7-0. Motion passes unanimously. We'll move that. We will go ahead and drop this to 25,000 for now. Okay. And we will, but I'm going to leave this highlighted on my chart anyway. This is my own. I saved this to my drive. We'll come back to this to the extent that we can get the select board and ourselves together next week. I do think we should talk it through with them, but cool. All right. Moving onward. We already kind of talked about the project managers. Does anybody have any further discussion they want to make here? Any proposal here? I think we probably need it.
I think we need it because of the number of projects that we have and the number of grants that we have and Long Hill Bridge. I think that's why he wanted that position.
Long Hill, that's the one. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. Anybody else got anything?
I agree with that.
Yeah, my only comment about this is that I know Eric always seemed to budget $15,000 for that line and was very insistent on getting that 15,000 in that line, and he never ended up using it. So I was kind of curious about the discussion from the POCD. What does that mean? The POCD is gone, or what? I didn't really understand what she said, what her point was. I know nothing about that line of business, so I'm not against keeping it in. I'm just saying.
We've never filled the position. That's right.
Right. He never did. Right. And
right. And I mean, this is one of the reasons why you'll see in past audits, we'll come in under budget. Because in the end, we don't get this done. And, the budget's in there. So, I mean, like I was looking at our last audit, the one that's about to be completed, the one that's still preliminary. And, we have a surplus again. So this is part of the reason why I'm perfectly fine. I'd like to see us, if we fund this, I'd really like to see us actually hire somebody and do the work, though.
Well, and again, I think Eric ended up taking that all on himself, right? But
yeah, he did.
If we get a new admin, they're going to be pretty much under the weather, so they might need that extra help. I don't know.
Yeah.
So because it wasn't used last year, is that 15,000 still sitting there?
So we won't know that fully until the next audit, which is just, I think, going to start up. Every audit that we complete, remember, is a year back, right? So the audit that we're about to complete gets us to June 30th of last year, 2025. That one shows a town budget surplus. Some of which, a small bit of which I wrote them down somewhere, was AES, and then there was a bunch that was the town. So I expect when I say this is part of the reason, I mean, it's more complicated than that because some things will be overexpended and some things will be underexpended, and they all net out into a certain way. I suspect that when we get our 2025-2026 audit done, you will in fact see, as Lisa's shown here, that we didn't expend that line item. And therefore, dependent on everything else in the budget, yes, that would be a plus 15.
Okay.
A $15,000 underexpend. At least.
Although I think they were thinking of possibly using it this spring when some projects are working on. I think that's what they said.
Okay, and if that happens, then you won't see that, right? The audit will pick that up, and in the end, it won't be.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. This stuff, I don't have any comment here. It kind of is what it is. It's either flat or zeroed out. Which takes us to Treasurer Financial. You guys may be aware, the Board of Selectmen voted to increase the treasurer salary line. I have to expect, I haven't had a chance to go through that meeting, but I have to expect this is in recognition of the hours that our new treasurer is putting in versus the hours that she was hired to put in. But your mileage may vary on that. But that's sort of my assumption. The question would be, sorry, I shouldn't have minimized that. Originally, I believe the hours were supposed to be 6 hours a week, right?
25 hours a month.
25 a month. Okay, so that's probably more precise.
That was what at the interview was. I put in several hundred so far, and it's been 2 months.
Hey, I've talked to you on Sundays. I get it.
Yes. I'm here now.
Sure thing. That's not my, I'm just trying to explain to the board, in case there are questions, like this $10,000 increase, which as you can see is a big percentage from a fairly small base, but at the same time, for not a lot of hours. But the reality, I was suspecting what the idea here is that this number right now, at least, until some things are sorted out, this number is a fiction.
And I'll be, if I can say something, I'll be perfectly honest that if I start going back to 25 hours, I won't have an issue if you go back to 30. I can't keep doing this. I can't.
Yeah.
I'd be a fool. I don't think any of you would do what I'm doing for this amount of money.
Agreed.
And the only other thing that I really want to say is think about your past financial department and what you've gone through. And I just don't know if enough time is spent in it. So it's just maybe because I'm only going to be here a couple of years. I have grandkids. But I would think that somebody, whoever is going to take this over, is going to be here more than 25 hours. I mean, Jeff is probably like, if he's listening to this, he's probably saying, "Oh, stop." But I don't know. Yeah, I just want you to think about what you've gone through in your financials. So, yeah, if you're going to want somebody in here with a bachelor's degree or something, I don't know.
Experience.
Experience, 10 years municipal experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Lisa, this is awkward because you're on the call, but right. I don't have a problem paying for talent and hard work, and I know you're putting that in. So I just wanted to highlight it is one of the changes. It's $10,000, and I wanted to talk through that with the board. If no shade being thrown at all. No. And again, I can vouch that. Again, I have literally had phone conversations with you on Sunday. So, I know you're putting in the work. I know that you were tossed into a difficult situation. So in the future, can we hope to change this? Maybe. But for now, for this year, for the year starting July 1, really. But I don't know what we're going to do because we're still in the last budget. We may have to do something there. But for this, I personally don't have a problem with this. Does anyone on the board have questions or comments or concerns about this line item?
I support it. If you think about the amount of hours just getting through this season with a meeting a week, that blows away that 6 hours, right? Just being here right now every week.
And I think that's the hard part, and why is because we don't have a town administrator. Next year, you should have a town administrator,
right? Yes. Eric always walks us through this. So
right.
a lot of this boils down to that.
Yep.
We need that administrator. We don't have it.
Yep.
That's where we are.
So I'm going to make a motion to allow that 40,000.
We don't need to. I don't think we need a motion to allow.
We don't need a motion.
We can just accept it.
Just leave it alone like it is.
Just leave it alone. I think only if we're going to make a change from what the Board of Selectmen did, I think, do we need a motion, Lisa?
Okay.
If I'm wrong about that, somebody educate me. But I think that's the way we've always done it.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
And then we have a tiny change here to assistant treasurer to stipend. This is just a 3%. They kind of went through and did 3% raises as we expected them to.
Well, they discussed it too. They discussed either keeping it or not keeping it, and they kind of tabled it. So they left it like that. But there was discussion around it. So
so it wasn't. It's not 100%.
Ask them about it.
Maybe put a note in there that, double check with them. Yeah.
Sure. And here I'm trying to do this so I have.
Yep.
Okay. So, all right. QuickBooks updates. Now, oh boy, here's a can of worms I don't necessarily want to open, Lisa, but
that was what I needed to talk to you about.
Whether
QuickBooks expires in the support for QuickBooks expires in May. And again, I go back to the finance history that you've experienced, and I would hate for something to go wrong and we couldn't get supported and something didn't work or something. But it's a couple $1,000. Now, what's left in here so far this year, I was thinking was some cyber coverage, but we might be able to cover that in town office building, where it says software and maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
But then I saw that I think we pay them $1,250 a month. Is that what I saw?
So can I ask this question? Just here, your expenditure line is 0. Is that a real number, or have you not just gotten?
Yeah, no, I just checked. It is a real number, but I don't know why my laptop went in there, so I don't know where that was put. I would have to talk with Chris and see where that went, because that was $1,400. So unless it went into computer tech support on the next line, but let me just look at that, because if that's 12, I don't know how much we'll have by the end of the month in software.
Yeah, and I raise it only because so we're projecting $3,000 for a QuickBook update. That's in May.
All
And
right.
is that a 12-month contract?
No, it's not even a contract. It's you just buy an update and it lasts you several years.
Oh, until
Are you talking about you're talking about QuickBooks, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just
I'm looking at your memo line saying QuickBooks updates.
Yeah.
So this is just okay. It depends on how many times QuickBooks themselves do an update, basically.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
And it's at 23 right now, and we're going to be, 27. So it's things are, I don't
But
know.
if it's in May, that's in this budget, not next year's budget.
Well, I mean, if that's what we want to use it for, let me just look at this IT line.
I'm only saying if you're going to need the money in May, us putting $3,000 in the 26-27 budget doesn't actually get that done. What we actually need to do is probably approve use of contingency for that.
Okay, that 15,000 is going to be eaten up in town office building because it's $1,250 a month, and I forecast it's gone.
Wait, what number?
In town office building, there's 15,000. I was thinking we could use that, but it says computer tech support in town office building 4213.
4213. Sorry, that's way below where I was.
Yeah.
Talking software maintenance.
This year?
Computer tech support.
This year?
Yeah.
Oh, there's software. There is, Liz, there is some software down there, not much, but.
Yeah, software maintenance. There's $7,500. How does that equate to?
Well, no, that's $469 a month. So you got, this is only March. So is March paid yet? No. So you have March, April, May, June. You got 4 more months of 469. 469 times 4.
And your number for expenditure is only through January 31st. So.
It's going to take even the software. You're only going to have maybe 1,000 left in there because that's $469 a month for software maintenance.
And the thing to consider,
we have like 1,300 left.
Where?
In the software maintenance?
For town or for treasurer?
Right there, we're that town.
Office building, software maintenance.
Right now, there's $28.95 left, but we still have 4 more months of $469 a month to pay, and that comes to $1,876. So you have to minus that out of the 28. So you really only have 1,000 left.
1,000, yeah.
Yep. The problem is there's a lot of protection that we have to purchase for cyber and for fraud and everything else. There's CrowdStrike we use, and then another one the other day.
I'm going to go back up, by the way, because we were.
So
go back up.
That's why we have to put all that software maintenance in there.
Okay, I mean, I'm not trying to nickel and dime this. What I'm saying is, when you're telling me there's an expense that's coming within this current fiscal year, putting money into next year's budget doesn't really help you. Unless it needs to be done again. It
expires in May. I'm assuming it would last till June, which is June 30th. So.
Oh, you just wouldn't do the update till July 1st? Okay.
Right.
I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah. Again, I guess I apologize. I'm thinking along the lines of a contract, but that's not what this is. Okay.
No. Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have a huge problem with that. I mean, and we can talk about QuickBooks further once we get through this budget season, but it's got to get done.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring it up. So.
And it's not a huge budget request. The fact that it's not been spent. This is the issue.
Maybe there will be, as far as contract software, if we can fit. I don't know. This
because here's the thing: if we budgeted last year 28, 29, and we haven't used any of it, it's going to cost $3,000 to do. I don't know. I mean, shouldn't we be able to access? I mean, this budget money's in there, right?
Yeah.
No, that 3,000. The 3,000 I'm asking for was to make sure we had QuickBooks updates. I'm not sure because I wasn't here for the 28, 29 last year. What was on that? I would think the entire town office building would take care of the extra cyber stuff, but I could be mistaken. I'm not sure. I'd have to check with Stephen or Zones that does all our work for us, the South Windsor.
Is there a list somewhere of all the softwares, all the?
He's working on an inventory list for us, but I don't know if he's working on the software list, but that's a good question.
I mean, because we should be able to say, this is all the stuff we have, these are all the programs they need,
Right.
and this is how much each one costs. Boom, that's the number.
I can check with him.
I know we're on QuickBooks now, and QuickBooks has its benefits, but there's different versions of QuickBooks and different other accounting softwares. Do we ever do an analysis on if QuickBooks is the best solution or any of those?
There's extensive history to this. A few years ago, I believe the town switched briefly to a different system. One, I think the schools still use it.
Yes, I think so. I think you're
Edmonds or something like that.
Edmonds, they use Edmonds. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We backed off it and went back to QuickBooks for reasons I can't opine on. That was certainly not my decision, and I don't have any expertise to bring to bear on this. But I know there were many other options, and I would trust our treasurer, especially if our treasurer decides to stay with us, to give us a frank opinion as to what we should be using and how QuickBooks is or is not working for the finance department.
If I remember right, at Preston Public Schools, I used not Sunrise. It was Sun something, but boy, that was expensive. That was like $10,000, and that was over 10 years ago that I was there. Whereas QuickBooks is a couple thousand to update, and QuickBooks is very user friendly. I can pull finance reports from it. I do not like it for payroll. That was something else I wanted to talk to you about, because it's very easy manipulated, which is good and bad. But as far as doing the finances, when you've got a small town like this is what I've always used. I haven't really had a problem with it.
So it's really the payroll side that you were trying to tell me about.
Correct. There's a lot of liability with payroll, with taxes. I don't think anybody, unless they've done payroll, understands the time it takes. We need to do background searches. I got a quote today, and it's $6,000. We spend $2,000 on the clocks. We wouldn't need the clocks anymore. It would be online or in phones that you do the punch. I'm very used to it from where I was. And the reports are just, there's so many reports and they're very easy to pull. So, I mean, that would be an addition of like 4,000 because you're already a little under 4,000.
All right. Well, from the standpoint of...
Oh, wait a minute. You know what? It would be half that because the first 6 months is no charge. First 6 months is free.
Right, but then going forward.
What's the name of that?
That's
system?
ADP.
That's okay.
Oh, no, that's payroll. That's ADP. Yeah.
ADP.
Yep. Because it's 6,000, but we're spending 2,000 already for the clocks, and then it's half of that. It's only 3,000. So it's really only another 1,000 for this year. It's really only another 1,000 when you think about it.
Okay.
So.
Well, I think we can talk about that if we get through the budget cycle, but
yep.
The standpoint of this question, the contract software maintenance line for now in this budget, you tell me that that's needed. I accept that. Do any of the other members of the board have further comments, questions, concerns concerning this line item? Or should we move on?
We should move.
No, Nick, what do you have?
My only thought was if we caught like with Lisa here and everyone, if we wanted to, I think now would be the time to like explore anything different that we wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the question is we have to remember, this is the budget that starts July 126. If we put something, if you need that, if you're telling me that payroll software would cost X, do we want to consider sticking that in? I hate to add something to this budget when we're already we're dealing with this increase, but if you're telling me it's $1,000,
right,
and it would make life easier, I mean, maybe that's something we should take up now. Yeah, that's a good point, Nick.
Or maybe put a note in the notes section, something to address with the BOS.
Or yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
What was the system name again, Lisa? Can you give me that?
ADP.
ADP.
Probably where
Yeah.
your check comes from work. ADP.
Question mark plus 1,000?
I think 1,000 more than we're paying now. Yes, we're paying 2,000 now for the time clocks, and we wouldn't need the time clocks anymore.
But would that potentially reduce liability and risk too, because we're outsourcing
Yes.
it?
Yes.
So it would ultimately save us.
Yes.
Like if something went wrong, it's on them.
Too.
Yes.
The W-2s would be done by them. The taxes are paid by them. There's no guessing involved. I had Prime Pay where we were, and actually they were poor, and they just went to ADP. The Salem school loves ADP. I just think they're what do I want to say, a standard of payroll that has really done. People like them, that they don't have issues with them.
Every company I've ever worked for used ADP. It is the standard.
Yep.
Question, Lisa. So with ADP, if there are some people that like the clocking in, clocking out system, is there a way to do that electronically that ADP recognizes?
It's funny you should ask. I just went through it in Salem, and everybody, some departments in particular, said, I don't know if I can do that. They started using their phones, and they absolutely loved it. They didn't have to clock in anymore. We had the clocks as a backup. They didn't use them. They started to and you can go in with that. And I know a lot of companies have it. You can go in and change your tax form by yourself. That's less time that this office is going to spend making all these changes for everybody. They can go in and do it themselves. They can look at their W-2. They can look at their paycheck. Right now, in QuickBooks now, we get notified when our check is ready to be approved. I've gotten it every week I've been here, and I can't open it. So there's no way I can approve my paycheck. And that's what you're supposed to do, is you're supposed to get a pre-approval thing. That's part of the process.
That would
My question is, sorry, Nick.
No, I didn't mean to stop on you. Go ahead.
That's okay. So my question is, so if you have an hourly, because I don't know how the town office works, but if you have an hourly employee and the expectation is that they clock in, does ADP work in a way that somebody could, on their computer, I'm in for the day? Does it work that way, or it's like honor system?
No, those have to be approved by their supervisor. So they won't get paid. They can go into that online system. And what happens is that supervisor in ADP gets attached to their 5 employees. So they will look and say, oh, well, that person wasn't here that day. That's not going through, and question that employee. So there's, there's that capability, at the library, the public works. We used to have the fire department. Those supervisors would go in, and I wouldn't even get those time cards electronically. They're not really cards, but those time sheets electronically until that supervisor approved their hours.
Oh, good.
So, and then it comes through, and it was really pretty cool. I thought it was a really good system. I just didn't the problem with Prime Pay is they didn't give you a dedicated rep, and ADT does. And so what happens is Prime Pay would get used to, we used to have comp hours you could earn instead of overtime, but nobody could figure it out. So every time you get a new rep on the phone, and they had no idea, and you'd have to teach them all over again how it worked. When we had a dedicated rep, they were great, but then they stopped doing that. I don't know if they were short-staffed or they just changed their policy, but it was a bad decision.
Seems like a nice update anyway.
Yep.
I like that. Nick, did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I was just, the only thought I had is I think it transfers, I don't know if you're running payroll right now, Lisa, but it transfers some of the risk and problems, I think, onto a third party too.
Yes.
So I think if some kind of major error was done with W-2s or something, that party now is responsible. So ultimately,
correct.
And this is not at all intended for, if Lisa leaves us and someone comes over and makes a bad W-2 mistake, we're not ultimately responsible. Right. Or if someone fails to pay taxes for a particular employee properly, we're not, that's all on ADP.
Your liability is definitely lessened. Yeah.
So we could ultimately save money on that.
If it's just $1,000 difference, do you think there's a setup charge to start
That includes, I think, with this for the 6 months free, they waive the setup charge. It's like a $400 setup charge, and they said they waive it for a new customer. I just got the quote today, so.
And that's only the first year, though, I assume, right after that.
Yeah, but there won't be another setup charge in the first year. Next year would be the 6,000, which you're already paying 2,000, so it would be 4,000 more next year instead. Yeah,
fair enough. I mean, here we are talking about $1,000. So let's. I've put the note in. We should try to talk to them about it, but let's move on. If anybody disagrees, let me know. But we got to try to get through this. So let's go to the town clerk stuff again. You're going to see things, 3% raises thrown in here. I assume that Board of Selectmen. I shouldn't say I assume that. Again, I hadn't had a chance to watch their meeting, but hopefully this was discussed and approved. All right? Adjust found.
Yeah, there was adjustment. Yeah, so there was an agreement or something when this person was hired. I don't know if it was an MOU, memorandum of understanding, MOU or something. And the adjustment was found by the Board of Selectmen after the fact. So that should be increased to this year.
That's contractually obligated.
Right. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Land records. Let's see. How did it actual spend?
That's
it's gone up.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because it's not a huge amount of money, but I look at it and I'm like,
highlight it.
Do you recall why that has to go up?
No, I would have to check with Roberta.
I know Roberta. I could reach out and ask her.
Oh, okay.
So that's one thing I could do, guys. As a liaison, I suppose I could text Roberta and ask her what's going on there. But
because
again,
that's not. There was that worry. Oh no, it's down below.
It's not Roberta anymore. Is the thing, right? Like, oh no, it's town clerk. It's town clerk.
Yeah,
sorry, I keep thinking about assessor.
Assessor.
My bad. So I can't ask her that. But the flip side of it is if we get this meeting together and we can manage to get the Board of Selectmen, we can talk to them about it too. But I can try to reach out. But that just jumped out at me because just based on this sort of the spending data we do have doesn't jump out at me as like, oh my gosh, we have to increase this. There's got to be a reason. I doubt that was done for nothing, but there's nothing in your memo, so that's why I think it's fair to highlight and come back to.
Yeah, and it's interesting because they're budgeting like our current budget is 12,000, and we've only expended like about $4,000 this year. I wonder why the jump, but we can talk about it.
Again, let's just put a note to talk to Roberta and we'll come back to it.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Sorry, I had some people in the waiting room I didn't realize while I had my screen share, and somebody texted me to say I can't get in. So sorry. Okay, so ask.
I'm just looking to see. So far, about 4,000 has been spent. Just so you know.
Right, 3,902 is what you have in there.
Okay.
Yeah, so even if you
and that's 7 months of spending. Yeah. I don't know how cyclical that is. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but it doesn't look like it's about to go over.
No, even if you double it, you're only at $8,000.
Right. Now, some of these things can be deceiving. That way is why I bring it up. Is that? But yeah.
We'll ask her about it.
Yeah. What? Okay, sorry. Apologies. People texted me about trying to get in the meeting. Let me just double check my participant list. Yes. Okay, Tess is in. Very good. Okay, land records. Where were we? This is all zeroed. I don't know if anybody has anything to say there. I'm not of the opinion. This here, okay. So this is the one where I believe it was Carol who brought up there was a grant for this. Was this something Board of Selectmen talked through and sorted out and agreed to? That this is the right number?
Historic dock restoration line?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess. Well, Carol's one of the selectmen, and she used to be there, and she insisted that we only listed as 1,000. So,
okay.
Good
I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I just want to make sure.
She said, well, what she clarified was, because I always say I'm afraid to do that with a grant because we never know if we're going to get it. But what she clarified was, and I asked her, is if we don't get that grant, the work doesn't get done. So therefore the expense is not there. So there might be expenses of $6,500 and that's only going to be there if there's a $5,500 grant.
Right.
Otherwise,
if we don't have the grant, we just don't do
right.
it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, where are we? Tax collector. Okay. Once again, we see our 3% raise. By the way, I don't know if we haven't spent much time on this. I'll just state my position for the record. I don't feel that 3% raises are in any way egregious, but if anybody wants to talk about these, there are clearly all throughout this document kind of flat 3% raises for everybody.
Can I add something though for Kate?
Yeah, go ahead, Lisa.
She hasn't had the fourth class because Jeff said something about he was going to check on that, but I talked to Kate and we should raise that up probably to 45,804. That we went and looked in.
What class?
Tax collector.
Yeah.
The class is for to get certified as a tax collector. She's had 3. She has 1 more to go. And they're only given certain times of the year, so she won't be able to take it till fall.
So would it be under conference seminar, or are you talking about salary increase?
No, I'm talking about salary because it's in her contract, the union contract, that she goes up if she gets that fourth class.
If she gets it, she gets to what? 45 what?
804. 45,804.
Okay, let me just put this.
And I put that amount. She would get more than that, but it's not going to happen until after July 1st. So I did it for the number of months that she told me it would be done for.
Okay. Thank you for raising that. I would have had no idea.
Yeah.
So it's about $800, not quite $800. Okay. Contract software maintenance. I mean, not a huge amount of money, kind of a big jump. I don't know what this software is. Does anybody have commentary on, any of this, frankly? Let's just talk about tax collector in general. Anybody on the board besides me have thoughts?
I do know the program she uses fails a lot.
I could tell you, I could verify for you, in fact, that this weekend, I was trying to get some information from the town hall. I called in there. I was talking to Roberta, and I was asking, was the tax collector there? Oh, sorry, it wasn't this weekend. It was Monday. And I said, I want to come down. I want to ask a couple questions. And she said, well, don't bother right now. Our system's down.
Yep. So I don't know if that's part of that 18.
But then they answered my questions anyway, which was great. But the long story short, I noticed that. I did notice that. So wait, is this going to help with that, or is this just?
I don't know.
Lights on.
I don't know, or it could be something that she's mandated to get. I don't know.
Okay.
We need to get more info on that for sure.
I feel like that would probably be pretty niche, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's a requirement, but it definitely is worth looking at.
Okay. Assessor? Shall we move on to assessor?
Yes.
All right. Hang on a second. I'm just going to delete this. I'm sorry. All right. Assessor. Boom. Where are we? Okay. So again, you guys see here. Whoa. Let's not mess the spreadsheet up, Rob. We see our 3% increases here. If anybody has issues with that, let's talk about them. And once again, we see software maintenance is, again, I mean, this isn't breaking the budget, but again, it's there. So we have a lot of software maintenance in this. I don't know.
That software maintenance, that huge line down there, I know that's something they have to have because we spent a lot of money all the time in the assessor's department on software. So that's probably, again, it's another probably upgrade that they have to take.
Oh yeah, I believe it. I'm willing to believe it. It's not a lot of money.
Look at the total, what we spend, $25,000 for a year. It's the GEM system or something, I think they call it. GEMS, and both the tax collector and the assessor had a part of it in Salem. I'm not sure if that's how it works here.
Okay. I mean, again, I'm not saying that this this doesn't tally to all that much, but it's just like we keep seeing it in every department in software. All right.
Can I just say something about the assessment? And I'll say this quick. It may be a very unpopular thing to say, but I'm going to throw it out there, and I think it's worth asking the question to the Board of Selectmen. I understand that the town of Wyndham does, what do you call it? Business share. What's the word? When you shared services with other towns.
Regionalization, right? Shared services, something like that.
And they are all set up to do assessor services. And I wonder what it would cost our town if we considered something like that. So, I mean, if our budget for this line item is $100,000 and we could save half or less. I mean, is it worth something to talk about? That's all.
You know what? Actually, maybe I'll put it here. Let me put it there. Let me undo this. Give me a second, guys. Let's put it here.
I think that's a good question.
As the whole thing. Let's put this. Okay, Rob's computer. Come on, function. Thank you.
I heard that they're set up to do it and they do it for other towns. So it's not even something that would be difficult for them to set up because they have all everything they need. So, I mean, I know we just hired a new assistant assessor. So that obviously would not be a happy story, but I just thought it's worth bringing up.
Well, I mean, the question becomes if we're spending 105 and what would be the cost if we could regionalize?
Yeah.
And what would the savings be? If the answer is like 75, well, that's an interesting answer, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea though. So it's a question to ask, I guess. I don't know who could best answer it, but I've got it in here as one of our things to ask for. By the way, I should save this document so it does not die. Okay. Are we good with this section for now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's move on to registrars. I mean, personally, this is, again, 3%. What do we have here? Conference seminar, further travel distance to conference. Okay, it's $100. Mileage is, I assume, similar situation, although interesting. I don't know if that's a plane fare and this is driving. I don't know. Cost increased, office supplies. Again, it's $100. I'm not inclined to quibble, but if people have questions and concerns, now is the time, or we'll move on to elections.
Yeah, question. So the actuals was 231 in 2024, and right now we're showing 0.
Oh, right. That's a really good point right here.
And can we go back to the previous one that we did too to look at that as well? Because I think I saw something opposite.
The previous section in assessor?
Yeah, there's 0.
Like here?
Yeah, conference seminars is 0.
Conference.
Oh, that's mileage.
For office supplies.
Yeah, so why are we going to 825 when we've only spent 158 and the previous year we only spent 547? Maybe we could.
Which one?
Yeah, I mean,
which department are you on? And I'll see if they've spent more. Where are you?
Assessor.
We're here.
Let me go back. Okay.
Office supplies under assessor to.
We have spent $158.
Yeah. So the question becomes, if we spent 521, 547, and we're underspent so far, I mean, obviously this can be in bits and bunches, and I don't look at this and say, okay, it's 7 months and doing math, but I don't know about that. Yeah, they're right. I don't know about that increase. I mean, what if we did 600?
Maybe 550 or 550.
Yeah,
or
sure.
Whatever.
Sure.
I mean, for $50, I'm not going to fight you.
Right. I don't know. Neither am I.
There's a lot of office supply lines because every little place has their own office supplies. I kind of wish we could centralize the office supply, consolidate in one area.
But then we wouldn't have the detail. Yes. That's the flip side to it, Liz.
I say to spread it out. But so go, Lisa.
We had a supply closet. We had the administrator to the first selectman order the supplies. You put your order in with her. We had accounts with Amazon and Staples. She would stock the closet with paper, pads, pencils, whatever, and you'd use them. The only thing that was billed separately was like the tax office sent different used perforated paper to send out the bills. But everybody else came pretty much used the closet, envelopes, file folders. It was all in the closet. So I don't know. I can tell you one thing. It took me a month to get a box of pencils. Okay.
Well, can we look at the line above that too, Rob? I mean, it went
to mileage
0.035.
35. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, does it really need to go up that much?
Dude, let me look at last year though, because if they have classes, a lot of these guys have classes in the spring, and that's when they use their mileage in their conference.
Right. It's just the actual zero. What's going on there?
Just seems like a big round number.
Yeah. Could probably cut it in half. Or
do we vote on any of these, or are we just going to ask?
Well, I'm highlighting them, and my intention, guys, is the next meeting we have, whatever that is, and we have to talk about that, is we either hopefully get together, try to get some sort of joint meeting going, and we can talk through these things and make decisions, or we just make decisions. I'm a little hesitant right this moment to, especially for things that are this small. But if you guys want to make motions, hey, that's what we're here to do. We want to make.
That's what we're here to do. We should be doing that. It's not the Board of Selectmen's job to do it. It's ours. If there's
no, it is absolutely ours. I just feel like on some of these, I feel
it's small. It's
I'm not sure and everything, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with saying I move to cut these couple line items a little bit.
As far as mileage, there wasn't any last year either. I would think that would be the assessor putting mileage in for when he goes out to look at properties. But
because we have a reval year, he gets paid for that.
I would think any assessor would get paid to use his car to go around and look at stuff. I know in Salem we did. He got paid.
The real question here is,
is John going to put mileage in? But he didn't. He doesn't look like he did last year.
I got an idea. You guys, I'm sorry. This is the wrong. Oh, I'm sharing my screen. So this is a bad idea to do that. I was going to go to the town website, look up the 2021 budget, and look at what we spent or budgeted at least in that line item. That might be something to look at real quick. If anybody has time while I'm doing this, if you go to the town website, you look at the past budgets, there's we could look at that line item for, I believe it was 2020, 2021. That was the assessment year. I mean, it was 21 we did the assessment. I just always get confused because the budget years, what they're called, the fiscal year is the ending year. So 2021. So I think that's the budget to look at. And of course, we don't have that much look back, right? On this.
That's what I was going to say. I think it only goes back to 21. I'm going to go back and look and see.
I think we have 2020.
It goes back to the year 2020 to 2021. And
right. And I think that might have been the reval year. So that might be the one to look at. Because when I went back and I did a look back because I was trying to, for my own edification, and then I ended up sending it out to the board because I was like, that's interesting. I was trying to go back and look at, our tax levels and everything over the last 5 years. And the first budget that's listed in there, that's, and by the way, I should just mention this it has nothing to do with anybody here on the call tonight, but there's a couple of those uploads that are not great, and one's completely missing. In terms of the budgets, if you look at them, some of them are the right document, some of them are not the same format, and then there's one that's completely missing. It just gives you an error. So something to tighten up at some point, but that's not.
Is that on the website?
Yeah, on the website.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was applying for the job. I'm like, what? I can't find this.
Yeah. But yeah.
I can tell you that in the year 2020 to 2021, that fiscal year, we budgeted 500,000. And in 2019, 2020,
500,000 for what?
Oh, for mileage for the
500,000?
500,000 or $500?
$500. $500. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
He said if anybody wanted to try and look that up, and that's what I'm doing.
I apologize. It was just, you said 500,000.
500,000.
It's all keeled over.
It's all good. Thank you so much for looking that up. We did budget 500.
We budgeted in the year 2020, 2021, we budgeted 500. Now I'm going to go into the next year and see if I can find the actuals from that year.
Thank you. I don't know if we always had the actuals in there, but 500 then makes sense for a revalue.
I don't understand this. It doesn't. I'm back to June of 22 and I don't see any mileage at all. I see that one for $35. It's not making sense. Maybe John doesn't put in for mileage, or maybe Roberta might know. Rob, asked Roberta. She was the assistant for years. Did she go to any seminars or anything? Probably not. But I don't know. I guess John must not put in for mileage. I guess, because I'm not seeing it anywhere.
So we budgeted it, but we never spent it?
Yeah. That's what it looks. I'm looking in this expenditure line and I'm going back to 21.
I mean, if he's entitled to it though, that's tricky. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can ask Roberta, how about if we look at the next one, office supplies? We want to do anything there?
Yeah, you guys want to make a motion to cut that, or?
I'd make a motion to cut the 550.
Anybody second that?
I'll second it.
Sorry, was that you, Liz?
Yep.
Okay, sorry, I'm going on voice because I got the spreadsheet up. Okay, so Bill moves to cut office supplies down to 550. Liz seconds. Anybody got commentary on that? Discussion? All right, I'm going to go ahead and call for a vote. I'm just going to call it out by name. Liz?
Yes.
Okay, Louise?
Yes.
Very good. Kim?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Heather?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
And myself, I'm also a yes. So we will go ahead and do that. I'm going to leave it highlighted. So cut from, 825 to 550. Motion passes. Okay. Sorry, I'm also making notes as I speak here because now I've committed to asking Roberta two things. I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And then, so it's mileage for assessor. And apologies, I'm going to scroll back up because there it is. Land records. Okay. All right. I'll come back to that. Very good. All right. So we're through.
I have a question on it. Is this saying the assistant assessor makes more than the assessor?
That was my question.
He's only here one day a week.
The assessor's only here one day a week?
Yes.
And the assistant's here more? Okay.
Yes.
There's a big hour difference, I imagine, between these two positions.
Right. And he's the like licensed professional that kind of oversees the operation kind of thing, right? So that's why he gets paid what he gets paid.
Right.
For only working one day a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my question too, Heather. The first time I started going through this, I'm like, what?
How is that possible? Yeah.
I was like, lucky assistant. He only makes more money.
Yep.
But working 3 times the hours or something. Right? All right. Are we good in assessor?
Okay, let's
Anybody
see.
else?
Software, mileage, office supplies. So we cut that.
We cut this one.
Yep.
We got a question mark. I'm gonna reach out to Roberta about, and then this one is
subscription.
Oh, sorry. 0% increase. Looks like it's bounced around a bit. I don't know. This one doesn't look egregious to me, but because of the bouncing around.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it though.
Yeah. Another question mark, maybe.
Sure.
Why doesn't she log into these meetings? She could make our life so much easier.
You'll be so happy with me in my. All right. What is it? Book subscriptions? Okay.
Yeah.
This is why we meet with all the departments in the very beginning and do a budget calendar with departments. That way you wouldn't have to go back and forth like this. You'd have it all done.
I mean, the reality is in the past, when we had an experienced town administrator, we could ask these questions and either get the answer tonight or next week. And
he knew everything.
Yep. And it just is, this is where we are today. We're in now. All right. So are we good? Can we go to the registrars? Everybody good?
Yep.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
I just want to,
apologies.
Okay. So training, I know training is going to be
this year
an increased cost. Yeah. I'm sorry. We're on registrars, right?
No, if we're moving to registrar, sorry, that's what I thought. Okay, great. We're into registrars now.
Yep.
We're here. We're here now. Okay. So we got the salary increase again, that 3%. This year, conference seminar, further trav distance to comp. It's $100. But I'm just, is this because mileage and this are separate? So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know why we do it that way, but okay. Again, it's $200.
Yep. Yeah, I remember them talking about this on the Board of Selectmen meeting, and with us being in an election year, they did bump up these lines specifically. So, I
mean, I know we're asking more in general for our elections people, right? So I'm okay with it. I just, once again, we have an office supply line.
Yep.
We've got low expenditures and apparently a zero
for office supplies. Right.
Yeah.
Let me check.
And then we've got it's $100. I don't begrudge it, but if we're not,
I believe that was because that they're expecting to have more ballots or something.
Oh,
because I think that's the reason for that line.
They spent $58 and they bought badges and something from Amazon. So the two together equal $58.
You mean this zero number is 58?
Yes. Yep. And part of it says is ROV badge recognition.
Okay. And I think that the rest of that was that they were planning for ballots or something.
Additional ballots. Okay.
Yeah, I think. Or you could put a question mark there. Is that for ballots? And then if it turns out it's not, then we can say, well, you're going to have to be more careful with your paper clips.
No more Post-it notes for you.
Yes.
Okay. Membership. It's 220. 200, 220, 300. I don't know what this means. I'm assuming it's a membership in some sort of organization, and the dues are what they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Right. Elections. So here we have a 10% increase for poll workers.
So I might have been wrong with my salary comment from the previous. That's probably in the elections department.
Right.
So these are registrars. So maybe that office supply would be a good area to consider cutting, only because what I had mentioned about additional ballots and stuff. There it is. It's on the supply line down below.
This year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Additional ballots. Yeah.
Correct.
So let's go back up and address that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, again, it's $100, but if I look at this from our experience, and then obviously we don't have a further look back, but 166, 231 on track for something in this range.
Mm-hmm.
I'd make a motion to cut it to $300.
Second.
That.
Okay. So Bill motions to cut 125-610 from $600 to $300.
Yes.
All right. Second. Who was the second?
Kim.
Kim, thank you.
You're
Kim
welcome.
seconds. Any discussion? Okay, let's call for a vote. I'm going to go around again. Liz,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
Louise,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
myself, I will also be a yes. That's unanimous. So we cut this down to 300. I'm going to leave it in the notes and highlight it to talk about if we get that meeting together. We can talk about it with them. So we know what we cut, right? So, but that really, yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay, guys, good job. Back to elections. Yeah. By the way, where are we in the spreadsheet? Good Lord. All right. It's coming up on 9 o'clock. All right. We may do this thing where we get, I don't know about you all, but I think if we get down here, maybe we may, and it's 9 o'clock, we may want to discuss whether we want to continue or try to schedule another meeting. Elections. Election salary increase of 10%. More poll workers. I know that in the last few years, based on early voting and all this other stuff, that we putting more on our elections folks. That said, this year, I guess this year is not a great year to look at, right?
Yet the fall, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, my gut reaction to this is that makes sense. But it is, it's a jump.
Yeah.
We budgeted 22 this year. And is this right, Lisa?
What?
This $4,000, not even?
Yeah, it looks like new tabulator maintenance. There must be a high cost of maintaining are there new tabulators? And then there's a new contract maybe for the software licensing, or they added software licensing. And again, that could be something
election salary
do for the elections. I don't know.
We're in election salaries though, so
salaries
here. So what I see here now, this has got to be. There's no cyclical, like there's no month by month. It's just election or not election, right? Right. So we spent about $4,000 this year.
And it's jumped for the last 2 years.
There wouldn't be, except for our, I guess, referendum for budget. Assuming that that's part of this, you're done, right?
No, the referendum would be before it, but in November there's going to be.
That's what I was saying. The
midterm election
in November.
Midterm election, November.
No. What I'm saying. Sorry, you're correct. It's the past. This is where I get mixed up too. Sorry, you're right. This is the next budget. This is the midterms. Right. But what I mean is, sorry, with this number. Sorry, guys. Let me just see.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that would have been the last.
This is last. That would have been. This is this year.
That would have been the local, right?
Yeah,
that would have been our local.
What I'm saying is, if that's what we really spent, aren't we kind of done?
We
got the May election. We got the referendum election.
Referendum
budget.
Yeah. Huh? So fair enough.
But if you look back to the 2 years before that, it's still a huge increase.
Yeah, it is.
2022, 25, 26.
You didn't open up to 2 districts or something, did you? So that you'd have to have more?
No. What did I just do?
We need more of a line level breakdown for this. Maybe we should ask for that.
And don't we combined our 2 elections to have them on the same day for RAM and for the town, right?
Yes, we did.
We did.
So it doesn't seem right that we're up to 24,000 here when we're like 99,000, 12,005. I don't know. It just seems like a big.
Jump. I'm just looking at when the checks were out. They were last November. And that was all, is it the registrations? It's the pre-registering, isn't it? Because these checks started to be paid on October 22nd. And there's a lot of checks in here all the way through December 17th. So it looks like that's when people were working. Did they go to classes, or were there pre-registering, or people come in and vote outside of the regular voting day? I don't know. I mean, and that's why you need all that extra staff.
I think they need extra staff because of early voting.
Early voting
have to sit there.
Yeah.
Early voting is the obvious answer here, and excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. No, I get that, and I have a problem with, an issue with it. It's just looking at our actuals and looking at the jump in the budget for last year and then the expenditure. It raises the question for me, but I mean, again, conceptually, I understand we're asking more from our elections people than we have before in the past, and that's okay. It's just, I guess, it's the question that needs to be asked. And
Hi,
I can't remember if we had those folks come talk to us. I don't think they did this year.
Hi, this is Elaine. Can I pipe in a little bit as an election worker for years.
I'm going to go ahead and recognize Elaine just because.
Yeah. Just this next coming year, we're going to have primaries, and with your primaries, you need double the staff because you have a Democratic line and you have a Republican line. So that's primaries that we really didn't have last year. And then, of course, the November elections. And then, of course, you're going to have your budget votes, too, your referendums. Right. So there's the possibility of a whole extra election that's going to take a good number of people for voting. And when it comes to the primaries, I don't know if you get early voting for primaries too. You probably do.
That was my next. Yeah, that was my question. Do they do?
I don't know about primaries actually, because I mean, and some of us do caucuses. It's weird. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But if the caucus goes ahead and the one of the people gets at least 14% of the vote during the caucuses, then there's going to be a primary. I know that's probably going to happen on the Democratic side anyway, when it comes to governor. But I don't know what's going on in the Republican world when it comes to primary.
No, I hear you
at this point. But yeah, no. Just in my looking at it, yeah, that looks kind of high. But I do know that it's going to be more than it was last year. But
right, it's one of these things where maybe it's $1,000 increase instead of a 2,200.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Thank you for that, Elena. Thanks for piping up. That was helpful. Yeah. So training, I mean, this is a tiny increase, whatever. What is this? Equipment maintenance, new tabulator maintenance contract. Well, it's contract. So
yeah,
I'm assuming that's locked in. It is kind of is what it is. Supplies, additional ballots. We talked about that. That makes sense. And this is mill expenditure that I know they had asked about that. I don't have a problem with it. If anybody else does, speak up now. I'm okay with that. This is not a huge amount of money. And I don't know that. Well, I will say this. There is this experience.
There is. And we don't know how many election workers we're talking about and how many days. I mean, it'd be nice to see the math.
50% increase is pretty big.
Right.
See the math. Show me the math.
2,500 and still be a fairly decent increase.
I would think, yeah.
Right. We don't know how many people that's for. I guess that's the problem.
Right. How many people, how many days? Yeah.
Okay. Say that. Fair enough. I mean, unless people want to move, I mean, we can move now. Some of these I'm kind of putting for later, but we could, again, Bill's mentioned this before and he's right. We could take action right now if we wanted to. Some of these I'm more inclined to be like, well, maybe we should ask, our elections folks to come talk to us or have that board of selectmen try to have that joint meeting. But absent that, my thought would be we'd come back to all of these, right? We've highlighted all this stuff and we would come back to them. I'm okay going in either direction, guys. If you want to make a cut or not make a cut, I personally would be fine with leaving it and coming back to it, but it's up to you.
I'd rather talk to Linda and find out ahead of time. before cutting it and have them go back again. Because I'm sure there's a decent reason for that.
Okay. I imagine that may be the case. So I'm kind of with you there. All right. Building department. Well, what we see here is, I think it's just all wage, 3% wage stuff.
Yeah.
Boom, across the board. This is one thing where, none of us, we haven't really talked about it. We haven't challenged it. My personal take is that 3% is a perfectly reasonable wage increase, and I don't have a problem with it. But if anybody wanted to say, well, what if we took all those threes and made them 2.5s or something? This is your time to talk. I don't know how much that would produce.
How many of these people are union?
Yeah. Well, I thought a lot of them were that the Board of Selectmen had to make choices for the non-union people. And I don't remember if this is clearly laid out in this document. So that's a really good point. Because there's some things you just simply cannot.
I would think what's good for one is good for the other. If you have.
Well, I do too. I agree with you.
How you
I think only one in that department is union. I think the rest are all part-time.
Right.
Oh, part-time?
Part-time?
Well, look at their salaries.
Yeah, I mean, look at these numbers, guys. I mean,
it's not a big job.
This is the one that looks like full-time.
18,000, 30,000. Though that's not a full-time job, I don't think.
Right.
Wait a minute. Town planner. Didn't we? Wait a minute. Town planner. Didn't we?
We had the planning. What was it called? Up top, Liz. You're right.
POCD. Yeah, the $15,000 project.
I think this. Okay. All right. Now I'm trying to remember my lore. This one, I think, has a specific role, but
Oh, wait a minute. That's Teachy? Is that Teachy that does that's who that is. The Teachy Planners. It's an organization. It's a business, and they help us with all. We had them at the other town I was into, and they are very good. And I will say that we were
wage line.
Okay, but a town planner, like we had one with, that's another shared service that we were using until we got Teachy, which is spelled Tyche, I think. But some individual like planners that we were paying were like $65,000 a year. So, I mean, to have them at $48,000 and do the things they do, I don't know. I guess talk to your building department and see what they think. But I always thought they were worth the money. That's just me.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying they're not worth the money. I just wondered.
They're an organization. It's not a person. It's like they send 1 or 2 reps out to cover whatever you need done.
All right, sorry guys, I lost my place. I was trying to go up and find.
There's. Did I miss? I'm sorry, I had a call. Wages IWC, what that is?
Inland wetlands.
Oh, inland wetlands. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, not all the acronyms are clear.
3% to me, in my opinion, we all know what it's like. I mean,
that's the sort of raise.
Gas. I mean, everything's gone through the roof. I mean, to tell people some people get a raise, some people don't. I don't know. It's
I'm okay with it. I just wanted to raise it as an issue because it's propagated throughout this budget.
Yeah. So far,
personally am cool with it, but
so far we've
cut more supplies. I would cut more supplies before I would touch somebody's.
Right. Somebody's
me too.
Speaking of which, this is interesting. Look at this thing bounce around.
Wow.
That must be very variable. I don't want to mess with it necessarily based on that, but wow, it really seems
crazy.
Office supplies? What kind of office supplies do you need for $1,800?
Apparently, we spent $2,100 one year. Look at that.
Yeah, but
for what?
Then we spent $20 this year.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Could supplies be like
looking at that?
Could supplies be like a printer or something? Which
that's what I'm looking at right now, and it does say.
Oh, it's the ink. You all know it's the ink.
Right,
the printer.
ink.
Oh, ink.
Yeah, there's several charges for supplies of $493.56. That almost sounds like a lease for a postage machine or something. Unless Is it possible a broad printer lease, like quarterly, I wonder? Like the big, huge broad printer for larger, did we lease that? I don't know. Did we lease that?
But how can we go from 197 to 2100 to $19?
Yeah, I'm going back to 21. I was just trying to go back and see because you said back through the years, but
This
so
is
far,
extremely variable. Wow.
yeah, so far this year it's only been 2 Amazon purchases for $16 and $18. So
So we're above this 16 and 18. You said
$34. I'd be in favor of cutting that, but
there's something else in here for blueprints.
oh,
Action Blueprint and Supply. So that was in May of last year. They spent $240 for that. And then they spent that again in January of last year.
the blueprints, there's a lot of work going on again with bridges, school work. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a little hesitant here.
Yeah.
Like the amount of savings we could find here is so small that I don't know. Like we can ask about it, but if we cut this, I'd recommend a small cut, guys. That's my take. That's just my take, but it's interesting. 200 one year, 2,000 another. That's bouncing around like crazy. And
again, I'm just thinking about some of the projects. You know what I'm saying? Like the bridges, or the school, or I don't know. I'm okay with it.
And here we have equipment for $250. And
I don't even know what that means.
Right. In the past 2 years, there were 0, 0, and then the current year 0. Is that just a fluff line? Just for
what, this year? Oh, you mean this year? Sorry, this year is variance, but yeah. So
yeah,
we put 250 last year. We didn't spend it apparently, or at least not yet.
Didn't spend anything in 2023, 2024. Didn't spend anything in 2024, 25. So
yeah, I mean, we could.
Seems like a fluff line.
Es posible. I don't know if we went back. Again, one of these things where you go back, but
well, I'm back to 22, and I'm not seeing anything.
Okay. Well, then, folks. I mean, that's when we could realistically probably cut, unless there's a specific purpose for this money.
We could zero it out.
Yeah, you could zero it out and ask: is there a specific need?
Is that a new line item? That line item?
I would.
Oh, right. That's a question. Was that put in new?
Is that something that's supposed to be added? I mean,
if I go back, let me go back to all. If I pull all transactions, the earliest transaction was June of 22, but it's not a purchase. It's to record summary from Edmunds system. If that gives you a clue about the Edmunds system, that's how far back this goes, and there's nothing else in it. So I don't know. This is what I didn't do it. I wasn't here, but I don't know what. That's all I have for a memo to record summary from Edmunds system for 3/20/03 in June of 22.
This is the building department, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
we're being generous on office supplies. Maybe we can zero this one out.
That's fair enough. Did anybody want to make a motion on this?
I'll make the motion to zero out the line item.
Okay, Bill motions. Anybody second?
Actually, I have a question on this.
Yeah, Louise.
Action Blueprint. It's actually a printing solutions company, and they deal with high-end CAD and graphics printing solutions. So I wonder if there's some sort of a thing, maybe because of the opening of the senior center.
Sorry.
Maybe they did something special for that. I don't know.
They may have needed like property line stuff. Okay.
Yeah, there's one in October of 23 to Action Blueprint. There's one in September of 24, and there's one in January of 25, and another one in May of 25, they're all around 200. Let's see, $90, 240. They're all about 240 except for
Okay, so hold on a minute. Wait a minute.
Where are
You're saying there's $240 expenditure, so the 20 this year.
No, this was back in 23 and 24. This was years ago.
Okay. 23, 24 actual is zero here in this chart, but if that's
I'm talking about office supplies. I'm not talking about, I was talking about office supplies.
Oh.
With Action Blueprint is in office supplies years ago.
This is why we get to 2000 here. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And
we're down here. We're down here.
We're on equipment.
Yeah, equipment. There's. I don't see anything in there. There's, I said, that's back to 22, and there's nothing in there.
All right.
Right.
So
wait, sorry. So Bill moved to cut it to zero. Kim, was it that you that seconded?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have any further discussion?
My only thought is that budget accidentally getting looped in with the office supplies? Because if you add that to the 1800, you're almost getting closer to where that actuals hit for the office supplies.
For 25, 24, 25?
If I add the total 18, say I add 1800 plus 250,
to this,
then I'm getting closer to that. Yeah, so I'm wondering if they're miscoding the purchase somehow.
That's a good question. But fair enough.
They can make do for 1800 with 1800.
I think it can survive.
I don't disagree with that, but I'm wondering.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought as to maybe why it happened that way. But okay. Sorry, is there any further discussion on this motion? All right, let's go around. Liz.
Yes.
Keb.
Yes.
Louise.
Yes.
Heather.
Yes.
Nick.
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
Me. Yes. 7-0. Passes. So let me put this to 0. Put this to 0. Again, of course, Lisa can track this properly, but I want this in my way. Okay. So that's building department. Very good. Where are we? It's 9:09. Let's think about where we are in this spreadsheet. Good Lord, we have not gotten anywhere near capital. Oh, boys. Yeah. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but we need another meeting. Even if we get through, I'd like to get through a little bit more, but I don't know about you guys. I'd like to maybe try and call this at about around 9:30. How do you all feel about it?
I'm good to 10 o'clock, but I'll go with what everybody else wants to.
I just feel like there's a point at which after about 2.5 hours, everybody starts to get fried.
Yeah, I'm good with 9:30.
Okay. That's my goal, but I'm not saying it has to be exactly that. What do you think, Bill? Sorry.
No, I was just thinking like in the past, we kind of tried to highlight some of the bigger changes. We've been looking at a lot.
Yeah, we did. And we're going really slowly and minutely here.
But $100, $50, maybe we could try and bang out some of the bigger ones and that are going to make a difference.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm trying to move along quickly, but yeah, you're right. We are bogging down a bit at times.
Oh, sorry.
Let's move on. So we got payroll services. I'm guessing this is a third party.
No, that's the $189 a month for the time clock.
Okay, that's the time clock.
Yeah.
So if we were to switch
to ADP, we could get rid of that line.
You'd get rid of it, but you'd have to put 3,000 in then for ADP because when I'm saying it's 1,000 more, you've got to include that 2,000 in there.
Oh, all right. Hold on a minute.
We talked about it up higher. Is it
right?
We did.
And
in treasurer,
for the board of selectmen to review that.
Yeah,
we're talking about a change in operations here. That's
so we're talking about here. It's 3,000 ish here. But if we did it, when we get down to this, you'd zero that out.
Right.
Right. And that's out to about 1,000.
in
That's what Lisa
operations
was
for the
saying.
town to take up. We're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Correct. But
This
we're
is
just
really-
we're tossing an idea around.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah, we discussed
and I
it.
think it's a great
I wouldn't-
recommendation.
I wouldn't
do
make
too.
any cuts right now. This is
I
just
do
a
too.
talk. Yeah.
So we should bring it up with the BOS. Hopefully.
All right. A lot of this is 0 or under.
Let's look at office supplies. The office.
There we go.
It's a 0.
Hey, it looks like we're doing well here.
Well,
This one, for the first one, I'm like, oh, actually, that's fine.
Yeah.
I have no issue with that.
This is the town office. That sounds. Geez, what do they pay for?
Sorry, town office building.
What kind of office supplies do they buy for
Probably a
$6,000
lot of
year?
paper would be my guess.
A lot of paper.
Yeah, you're right.
Lead and probably
Toner.
toner. I don't know. Ink for the. I don't know. Oh no,
Yeah.
printing is here. Printing separate. I don't know.
Oh, printing. No, printing. That's probably for mailers and
That's
stuff.
probably-
And there's
Yeah.
8
on mailings.
Yeah. How many
Yeah.
printers do you have? There's one
Town notices.
in each office.
Yep.
This was up $500. This is probably clearly a particular thing. It's just not explained. It says 0%. Oh no, it's the same. Sorry. We haven't spent it 2 years running.
So we're good.
So
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
looks like
but
they're
it's
only-
$500.
Yeah, it looks like
I don't know
they're
if it-
like.
There's a bill in here for checks and envelopes that's pretty big for office supplies for all the checks.
Oh, there you go. That makes sense. Do we want to move on, or do we want to linger on, say this, $500?
I'm okay with moving on.
Okay.
I'm good moving on.
Advertising is flat. Insurance, no increase given yet by Kerma.
Yeah, on the workman's comp. I've written to them too, and I still haven't heard anything. I should call them again.
I have a doubt. But okay. I mean, about whether it'll be 0% increase, but we'll see.
No way.
Yeah, because we're asking for a 3-year price. I don't know why they haven't gotten it to us yet, though.
And they can't
So,
answer.
for instance, Lisa, 3-year price. So for instance, this year, like these were a lock-in, right?
Yep. And that's
first of all, yeah.
Yeah.
And
You can, there's, the next year, I'm just assuming that it's going to.
So I can't imagine, like, this looks low to me. I mean, this is property casualty, right? And stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah. It's workman's comp. It's workman's
I'm
comp.
on the claim side. I'm not an actuary, but.
Well, could it have been locked in at 122 last year for a couple of years?
I don't think so. No, but again, I don't know. You know what? They're probably sending the email to the town manager. So I don't know if we're just not getting that. I wrote to them and asked them to write to me, but I don't know if it's going somewhere else. So I don't know why they haven't gotten back to me, because I did contact them and they haven't gotten back to me. They're usually pretty good. But it could be they don't have me on record and they're sending the email with the increase
To
to someone else.
Jim, where it would bounce.
Right. I don't know if Jeff would see it or not. But that's why I contacted them and said, please send it to me. And I haven't heard.
Yeah, I'm glad you did that. Yeah, keep trying to run that down, I guess. That's a really good question. And I mean, I look at this number. If the contract's up, right? If we had a 3-year deal and it's up, no way. Not a chance in hell. Anyway, moving on. We gotta run that down, but there's nothing we can really do with it right now.
Nothing we can do right now.
Right. So let's move. This is benefit stuff. I'm assuming this basically just keys off of
Payroll.
And what we're being told, oh, here's my question. Sorry, health dental. Lisa, as you know, the consortium.
Yeah, it went up to 21%. Yeah, see, again, I haven't been notified. If it's the same, then I can change it if you want. But I'm not getting.
I think it has to go. I don't know. I think we only have a few people on our insurance.
Like 5 or 6.
Right.
Yeah.
But this has to be. this has to be updated. This isn't the right number, I don't think.
You mean the 15%? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I don't know. Okay, so here's my question, right? This line, is this just the people we have on our insurance, or is this everybody?
Don't forget the buyouts. This is probably where all your buyouts
Do we
are.
increase our buyouts? So, okay, we had a 15% premium increase for our healthcare consortium, right?
Mm-hmm.
That affects directly like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
The other people, have we as a course of performance, when the premiums go up for everybody else, do we increase their stipend or whatever we call it, the offset, the thing that we give them to not take our insurance?
I'm not aware of that. I thought it was just a flat.
This is a flat 15.
Uh-huh.
And I'm thinking to myself, okay, is that even, first of all, was this right before? And then is it right now? Because, all right, we have a 6% further increase, again, directly hitting 4 or 5 people. Then we have these other people that we essentially pay. Oops, sorry, guys. God, I touched the wrong part of my keyboard.
We pay them if they don't take our insurance.
Yes. Yes, because it's a great deal for the town if they don't take it.
I think it's up to like $6,000 or something.
Like we give them a flat amount of money so they can stick it in a healthcare savings account or something.
Well, that's awfully nice of us.
Well, the other option is they just take our insurance.
Yeah. Hey, Rob.
And the insurance is very expensive per person.
It's Joanne real quick. I have info on this just since you're on this. Sorry, Elaine spoke up just because.
Is everybody okay with me just letting Joanne explain?
Sure.
Any complaints? Okay, go ahead, Jay.
No, I mean, it does go up. It is a benefit that, the town has been considering possibly dropping in the future, but it is still in their policy book. But for people not taking insurance, they get half of the single insurance rate. So say it costs $14,000 to insure a person who takes the single insurance.
They get 7.
They get half of that as a stipend instead of what other towns do, which is offer like $1,000 or $1,500. It's a policy that's being looked at, but we can't speak to that. So in their policy book now, to answer Heather's direct question, they do get paid to not take insurance to that high rate. And that's good for the taxpayers to know too. And then the other thing is, even though it's been argued that, people will only take insurance if they need it because they have to pay their 14% or whatever whatever the going rate in the contracts are. Thank you. I mean, it's hard to hear things that I know direct info on because I've researched it so extensively.
Hey,
but yes, that will go up as well. But I don't think you guys, if you haven't been.
If I understand you correctly, Joanne,
go ahead.
To break in. If we have a percentage increase,
it
is in fact potentially appropriate for that percentage increase to propagate across everything, because the stipends go up too.
Correct.
Okay.
Wow.
So that
was the key thing that I was trying to get to. Is that line item right? And is that what we need? Shouldn't it be 21 now?
Yeah. But the thing is this, Rob, I think to Joanne's point, are people to go out and buy insurance? You're married and you get insurance through work.
Right.
Your wife works in a town. Is she going to say, oh, if you're not going to give me a stipend, I'm going to buy the insurance? No, they're not going to buy the insurance because they already have it.
It depends.
Really?
It depends because as an example, Bill, sorry, Lisa, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. Because what will happen, Bill, is what they'll do is I was on my husband's plan, but your premium that you pay is very small when you go to a single plan and your husband goes to a single plan. So people will leave their husband's or wife's plan because it's still going to be cheaper for them just to take the town plan as a single. So they're not on, and the thing to remember is a single plan, last I knew that I looked, is about $18,000 a year for the town. A plus one is probably $25,000 and a family is probably $30,000 a year for the town. So paying them $6,500 is a lot less than putting them on the insurance.
Oof.
And people will.
I hear you, but I still have a hard time thinking that people are going to do that. But
No, there people will. I debated it myself when I had it. I had a stipend where I was, and if they took that away, I would go off my husband's plan because it would be cheaper for me to get the single plan than stay on his +1 plan.
I think I've never heard that, and I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
I don't get a stipend if I don't take my insurance.
No, it was an incentive.
Sometimes some companies will increase your salary because you're not taking the insurance. So it all depends on the company.
Alternatively,
I don't think so.
They'll penalize you at work. Every year I have to give what is almost an affidavit to my employer to say that I have no other healthcare I could take.
My employer just started that this year too. If you can get it
been
someplace else,
2-3 years at Travelers.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not married anymore. When I was, well, she worked for Travelers too, so it didn't matter. But if I had a spouse who had, benefits through a school system or something like that, I would have disclosed that, and there would have been an impact. So there's a lot of this going on. All I'm saying is this line item. I have to wonder if this should be 21%, not 15, guys. Like this number here, this formula right here in this line, right? Should that be 1.25 to 1.21?
Probably.
It should be.
Yeah, probably.
I think it is. Yeah. Also, by the way, I think this is broken. Right here. But I'll have to fix that formula somehow. I think that formula is broken.
So I have maybe a thought. I was last year 100% against this whole stipend business. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it.
Okay.
I kind of see it a little more now because of the point that, yes, if it's cheaper for someone who is married to let their husband stay on their own plan by themselves and then opt in on our lesser, like we have lower paying premiums, I can see that point. But maybe we need to have the discussion with the Board of Selectmen. If these aren't contracted, if these aren't contracts, maybe we discuss renegotiating that stipend and make it a flat number. Let's no longer make it based on
percentage, half or whatever.
Help. And so make it a flat $5,000.
Yeah.
Instead of, because as insurance goes up and up and up, that's going to go up and up and up. Maybe they'd be happy to just get their $5,000 and just stay.
Yeah, it's all a question of what incentive works. I mean,
yeah,
everybody has different situations. I'll say this. My ex-wife and I both work for the same corporation. We have health benefits that are in part dictated by how much money you make. The kids are under me for a reason, right? My kids are on my plan, not hers. It saves us money. Correct. Right. And so everybody's making those calculations. Right. And so, it's a question to ask. But I'd be careful. My question for the board is, should we, for the time being, increase this number?
Yes.
Or should we leave it?
Should.
I think we should go to 1.21, frankly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know what's going on down here, but we're going to fix it.
The other thing I heard today too was, it sounds like the consortium is trying to add another town into the consortium. And
East Hampton. East Hampton
might lower it a little bit.
I mean, I'm not sure if that'll come through or not, but yes, I believe, and I thought they voted. I was talking to Val about this. I think it might go through.
Oh, so that might, because I heard their experience might be a little bit lower, so that might help. But to be on the safe side, we probably should use the 21%.
No.
I think we should get the 21, and the 21 is Anthem's or whoever it's their first go at it, so it will probably come down. But I would put 21 in there.
Okay, so let's get a motion to do that so that we sort that out. Anybody want to make that motion?
I'll make a motion to increase the health dental line.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is dental included in that consortium? Anybody know?
Says it right there, health dental.
I know.
It's in that, I'm thinking it's in that line.
Okay, apologies. Dental's separate for me at work, so my bad. Liz, go ahead.
I'm just thinking that we increase the health dental line from 15% to 21%.
I'll second it.
Okay. Liz motions, Bill seconds. Discussion? Anybody? Okay, I'll call for a vote. Kim,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
Liz,
Yes.
Louise,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
and myself. I'm also a yes. That's 7-0. I've already made the change on my spreadsheet. Lisa, if you can update yours. This takes us up to 254,799 for that line. Down here, we can talk about these lines in a moment, but down here, total town expenses, I think something's wrong with this.
Oh, yeah.
This line right here. This looks broken.
Yeah, it shouldn't be 0.
It should not be 0. Something's off here.
Yeah, I'll take a look at mine.
J and H. Why is it doing that? That's weird.
190 J and H.
So this is J and this is H. So it's this and this. That should not be computing to 0.
No.
Why is it doing that? That's bizarre.
Delete the formula. And
I'm going to delete
That's
it.
what I was going to say.
Yeah. Okay. It was this.
Wait a minute. What is yours saying? Wait a minute. What is yours saying?
It said J and H. 190 J and H.
Yeah, you have to divide the variance by the previous year's budget. So you're going to take that.
Sure, but why is it 0%?
Right. It's just
it's not calculated.
Some of the cells, I honestly can't tell you why, because the formula is in there.
Oh, you know why?
I know why.
And it should be. It's.
There you go.
Woo! Yeah.
Fixed it.
All right, I've done my one good deed for the day. That's what it was. It was set to the wrong settings. Okay, the formula was fine. So there we are.
Oh, you mean the format is wrong? Is that what you're saying?
The format is wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The formula is okay. The format's wrong.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
This is nothing basically. Okay. Are we good with this section, guys? Can we move on?
Yeah.
Anybody? Okay. Community center. By the way, I spoke to Tess today about this. She's on now too. Yes. So and she was very clear. If people have questions about any of these line items, she's here to answer them. So she's our resource tonight. I feel like this might be our last big section tonight. And then we should probably vote on whether we want to try to stick another meeting in and invite the Board of Selectmen. So let's do this. This is Tess herself, obviously. This one is an assistant, which, as I understand it, this is a new position. This is not the position that exists. We're going to hire somebody.
Yep.
Hi, Tess. All right.
Tess is raising her hand.
Should we just invite her into this discussion, folks?
Yes.
Since she's right here.
Yes.
All right. Hold on one moment. Where are you, Tess? Go ahead. Unmute yourself and go ahead and contribute.
This is not a new position, but it was a position that was in 2024, 2025. And that person in this position left the position. And so we haven't filled that position as of yet. What the Board of Selectmen did do was agreed that in the last meeting, and I don't know if it was a Board of Selectmen or Board of Finance meeting, but the Board of Selectmen did agree that this position was approved for 15 hours at $25 an hour. And so there is that is available as we would hire somebody for that position. Yeah. Currently, we do not have an assistant. Currently, what we do have is 2 directors.
Right, which we discussed. And it's an issue for the current budget, not so much this one.
Correct.
This one starts in July 1. But yeah.
And
okay.
the 19,500 does reflect, which we discussed, Rob, earlier, was 19 hours at $25 an hour.
Yep.
Sorry, 19, not 15.
Excuse me. Pardon me. You're correct. 15 hours. So
Okay. No, I just want to get it right. And I have notes. I've scribbled notes here, but I'm dealing with my own handwriting. Okay. So that's appreciated. That's for the two of you, ultimately, hopefully get somebody in there and the two of you can run that building. Folks, the board, is there anything, in here that people want to, oops, darn it, Rob. Anybody wants to ask Tess about while we have her?
What's the conference seminar?
Just here.
Yeah.
It's zeroed out.
No way, 0.
Yeah, but what is it?
Yeah, I'm not sure why that was zeroed out because we do belong to CASP. We do belong to a couple of different organizations that supply education to us. And so I'm not sure if that was something that I did or that was zeroed out for whatever reason. We do use that line item.
Can you tell us, Tess, why it dropped from $3,400 down to $600?
I'm not sure. I was here in August of 2024. That was when I was hired, and that was when the building opened. So I'm not sure. That looks like I don't know the answer to that, Rob. Or excuse me. I don't know the answer to that.
Bill.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but you would probably expect to need at least a $600 budget for that line, right?
We would need something in there. Absolutely.
And because it looks like you've already spent 537 this year, so I'd imagine you would need at least 650 next year.
Yeah.
Again, I will defer to you. I will let the number speak for itself. So if it's 537 or if it's 600 or it's 650.
But you expect you'd have the same expense, Tess?
I would expect to have the same expense for conference and seminars. Absolutely.
It's not. I'm looking at what I got, Tess, and the line isn't there. In what was given to me, that line just is gone.
So maybe it was an accident.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
it's not there.
If you adjust 537 as 7 months out of 12, you get to $920. There's a case to be made here. This should be like $1,000.
I'd put it at 650 again, but
okay. No, I'm just going off. Like again, there's different ways of doing it, but yeah. You could do that.
Yeah, I see your.
Because I don't know if this is really seasonal.
So I will say that I haven't yet had a full year as in this position yet. So I was away for a while and I came back. I was in the middle of a fiscal year being or just starting in August. I didn't set that 23-24 budget that was set for me. And so I do know that we have memberships to different organizations. So Lisa, you said what was spent already?
On conferences or trips? Which are you talking about?
Conference seminar.
Let me see.
So that's 537 on your chart.
I can't imagine it being that expensive.
So far this year, $536. Motion picture license and aging seminar.
So that I would not have considered that. I would have considered that a contractual a contract, something that comes every year. And so that's where we are able to watch movies and things like that. I'm okay to decrease that line. So we do watch movies. Some of those movies now, we do have videos, actual videos themselves. And so I didn't know what that meant. So it's not conference. So maybe we should
rename it.
Move that.
Yeah.
Where would you move it? Where would you move it to, Tess?
I wouldn't
Internet
move it. I
cable?
would rename it.
Yeah.
Name it. Okay. Wow.
That would make a lot of sense to me to rename
Yeah.
this.
What would you rename it?
Like entertainment contracts or
Because that's not
That
under
sounds bad.
activities or anything.
No, you know what? I would say if we don't need that, let's just take it out completely. Let's just take it out completely.
All right, so it's out.
That's
It's already out. I mean, it's already zeroed.
Yeah.
But the question is, do we add a line? Do we add a? Why can't I get this to work?
I don't think that was named properly, and it would have been under contractual, not under conference seminar.
where it's contractual?
That's what I'm saying.
It isn't. That's what she's saying. Maybe change that line to it.
I would say if we don't, we haven't necessarily used it. We do have the DVD machine that we bought. And so we have videos. So the only reason why we would do that is to watch a video for our seniors, a movie day. And so we have the actual DVDs to play. We don't have to have that.
So that's not the license for the movies like, I don't know. I'm not sure if you have Amazon or anything like that. One of the movie channels. You don't have anything like that, right?
That would cover it, but we haven't used that
That's what I thought.
in there. Yep. We haven't used it since I've been there.
Okay.
Yep.
I think we just zero it out and leave it and move on.
Yep.
So,
What about?
Oh, go ahead.
So what about educational like conferences and whatever? Do you guys do that?
We certainly do. And I think that is, that's why I was confused on conference seminar. I believe that's under senior center.
Oh, you think it's under senior center, not community center? Yeah. So that's the problem. I think there's a little bit of.
There is
sorry,
an
guys,
overlap,
I'm just
which I
quickly
didn't
check while
Yep.
you're talking. Yep.
We passed it.
And there were
Can I
two,
pass it?
Yeah.
there were two things that overlap.
There, senior transportation, senior citizens. So
Training.
Senior.
Let me just think about this.
I don't know. We talked about this a little bit. In fact,
Kitchen supplies was overlapped with community training. And I don't understand what the $39 was. Lisa, can you tell me what $39 is?
Where's the 39? Where are you? Because I'm over here looking at my screen too at the same time.
Public welfare, senior citizens training.
Training.
And that doesn't
Oh,
make
that
sense.
39. Okay, hold on.
That doesn't make sense either.
Senior citizens. Hold on. So I want to go down to senior citizens.
And I do know that as municipal agent, if this is under, so resident services coordinator, I think that's just a different name for municipal agent and social services. Municipal agent does not necessarily have to have a salary, but social services, I think that's what that is for. Is there training for that? Yes, there is. But since I've only been here since November in that position, I don't know what that line's going to look like. Is it $2,000?
Wait, go back to the $39. Let me get to that first.
Yep.
It says people's choice. Oh, it's a credit card charged at Walmart. That's all I have here for a memo. Yeah.
tremendous.
Yeah, I have no idea. So I would say decrease that line item.
Training?
Yeah.
This is the one we talked about earlier today, Tess?
Well, I think it's somewhere else.
Because remember, you had 0 in the community center training line and 2K here. And you said something about my notes. I'm reading my notes and I'm like, oh, these made sense to me at the time. And now, literally 2 hours later, I can't remember. Memberships conferences had been you had been using out of this line, or somebody had been using out of this line. Is that right?
So yeah, so if we go back to community center conference seminar, what that was for, I guess I'm thinking, and that's what I put my line item under, was
That's why I was zeroed out.
and all of those things was this 537. I didn't realize that was that contractual membership to movies. I would say take the movies out, but again, there needs to be something in there for training. So I think these line items don't necessarily accurately depict what is being used in them, if that makes sense. So conference seminar.
It does. I'm trying to figure out the best fix. So if we go here, this is zeroed out right now, right? And then if we go down here, where were we? Did I pass it again? But I did.
Right there. Right there.
Oh, right there. Thank you. Training.
That training, though, in that line is for volunteer food handlers because they have to have training, safety training, CPR, and first aid.
It's the 600 increase. If you look at, so it was 650 that got cut up top, and a 600 increase here. Unless this stuff went up, that could be the net out, and it actually could be okay.
Well,
did properly is another question.
Okay.
The reason the zero is up there is because in the budget worksheet that we were given, that line is not in that budget worksheet. That's why it's zero.
Therefore, this 600 was not intended as an offset.
No.
Right? Like, if you'd gotten her budget and she'd zeroed that out and said, stick it here, you would have seen that, but you didn't.
Yeah, because the line isn't there.
Which means this is not an offset.
But we don't need an offset, right? Isn't the 650 for something we don't need?
Right.
Apparently.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we should move on.
Sorry, guys, I'm working off notes and my earlier conception, and I'm still adjusting.
So are you saying you want to put that 600 extra in training? You want to move that up to training for community center?
No, I'm not saying that. I guess, honestly, I think, all right, guys, I think the answer here is we're talking about $600. And I think that Tess needs a year in the position and maybe we fix this next time. Like in terms of where it should be put. I think we're at the okay. I think the numbers are fine. Where exactly they should be displayed, maybe give Tess a year in a position,
Yeah. We could talk that over with the BOS when we get together with them.
Yeah.
Or maybe Tess, I was going to say, maybe Tess, you can talk to them, get it straightened out so that when the time comes and we get together, it's just bing, bang, boom.
Yep.
Right.
I can do that. I will say the volunteer food handlers, once we get the stove ready, we are going to have to train the volunteers to know what to do in the kitchen. And that will, I'm okay with the way it is. I would say take away the
650.
Take away the 650.
Okay, it's done.
The 650,
it's already done.
Already done.
Yep.
All right. So we're good. We're good there, guys. Let me just go back up. We weren't done with that section. Hopefully we can get through it. Where were we? Come on, Rob. Community center. We were down.
4214. Yeah.
Okay. Kim's dropping off. So we were here. Let me put it that way for myself. Do we have building? The only other question I had here that jumped out at me was the building maintenance line. Going from, it's a brand new building, so obviously that makes sense. Zero, whatever. We spent very little this year. We budgeted 1,500. We're nowhere near it, and then we're increasing it.
Right.
If there's a specific reason for that, I don't have a problem. But I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe there
I have the
was
same question. Yeah, I have the same question with the HVAC line. It's brand new. Is there something
like how much could filters cost? Basically, I don't know what you're doing with maintenance. I mean, obviously you're going to get a tune up to your system, I guess. But are these really? Are these real numbers? I guess. Yeah,
I think they're just. I think they tried to stay status quo from year to year when they did this whole, for the stuff that they didn't know.
Well, this was an increase, so that's what jumped out at me. But yeah, you're right.
I would make the motion that we cut back the building maintenance
back to 15.
Back to 15.
That HVAC might be actually a service agreement.
Sorry, Tess raised her hand. Do you have information for us, Tess?
I really don't. But what I do have to say is that we do have that grant that came in after this budget was put forth. So I don't know if I tried to stay status quo, but again, if that grant covers the completion of the building, then again, yes, these numbers would go down, I would assume.
How much was the grant?
I think the one that covers primarily the generator, but apparently not just.
I thought there was a kitchen grant, wasn't there?
Yeah. Or something we're throwing at the kitchen. Anyway, I got a little turnaround on that, but I know we had the grant for the generator for the hookup for the 3 buildings, and when Tess and I were talking, and earlier today, there was some question as to whether that grant was solely about the generator or if it covered a few other things, like maybe the kitchen. Excuse me. So building maintenance, Bill, you've moved to cut this from 2,000 to 1,500.
I did.
Anybody second?
I'll second it.
Louise seconds. Great. Any discussion? All right, let's go around the horn. Liz?
Yeah.
Kim? Oh, Kim left. Duh. Sorry. Louise?
Yes.
Hey. Heather?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Me? Yes. That's 6-0. Again, we're missing Kim. She had to go. So I'll adjust this. Cut from 1,500. Boom. Okay, save. Okay, everything else here is either flat or a cut. Does anybody have? Excuse me. Well, somebody raised this one, right?
Yeah, that could be a maintenance contract.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
I don't want to necessarily mess with that because I know. Yeah. Like, again, for the amount of money you'd save to screw something like that up, I'd rather leave it.
Yep.
That's a weird number too.
Maybe just put the question in the memo and we can ask.
Sure.
If it's a contract.
Sure.
And if it's not a contract, maybe it's an area that we can.
Contract. You got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything else looks good going down or flat there. What about janitorial supplies? That's a pretty good increase, right?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, dishwasher
supply, ice maker cleaner, and I'm assuming, I could be wrong here, and maybe Tuss can pipe in. If they complete the kitchen, they might need a little more. I don't know. I know it's not the furnishing, the cookware or whatever. That's at a separate line, but we haven't spent very much, so that's up a fair bit. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, how much dishwasher supply and ice cream cleaner?
Yeah.
It seems like I would roll that back to last year's amount, 15.
Or maybe split the difference. Yeah.
Or split the difference. I make the motion.
Tess, go ahead. What do you got?
Only that with the new stove coming in and the hookup and things like that, I don't know if there's going to be more people in the kitchen generating more soap, more, all of those things. So it's not just dishwasher supply, ice maker cleaner, but it's also paper towels and things like that.
That was my initial gut reaction, was like, if we get the kitchen done, it's not a huge amount of money, but I also would not be horrified if we cut that to say 2,000 or something and save $500.
I'd make the motion, cut it to $2,000.
And I can agree with that. Yep.
Okay. Cut.
Second.
All right. Sorry. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
I'll second.
Sorry. Who seconded? Who got that in first? Louise. Thank you. Apologies again. I'm going off voice. I think I knew everybody's, but okay. So Bill motions to cut from 2,500 to 2,000. Louise seconds. Do we have any further discussion? All right. We'll call for a vote. Liz.
Yes.
Heather.
Yes.
Louise.
Yes.
Nick.
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
And myself, I will also vote yes. And again, Kim isn't with us anymore, so that's 6-0. Motion passes. We will adjust that line. Okay. Computer repair service.
We gotta look at that.
We haven't been spending it.
Zero.
I mean, I get it. It almost feels like contingency. Tess, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. There was my computer is broken, and every time I open it, the whole sides will literally open up. And
I have that too.
So I did see that line item. I thought that this was for the IT person, but I was told it wasn't. That's why back in December, I believe it was December, I did order a new computer for myself, which was in the budget. And so that was on hold for however long, for whatever reason. That probably hasn't come in yet. So maybe Lisa can speak to that, if that has come out of my line item or not. Am I
right now it's zero.
Correct, Lisa? Because I did pay for.
No, right now it's $14.75, and it's the laptop is now in there.
Okay. Because it was
plus there's another little People's Choice thing for $100.
Yeah.
So wait, so it's $15.75?
It's $14.75. That includes the People's Choice of $100.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay, so
that's what
that's the new computer. What's the 2,500 for this year? If you got the new computer.
So what we were thinking was to add a computer for the community to come, because a lot of the seniors are unable to do IT by themselves. We were going to help them do that. So if we had a computer at the center for the seniors, that was primarily what that was for. Just a basic computer that they can maybe renew their driver's license, and we can help them with some IT things for them.
I would say that is an excellent idea, but in a year that we have an incredibly large increase we're looking at, it might be a want and not a need.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody else feels that way. I'm just throwing that out there for discussion.
And can't we use the library computer for that too? To help us?
Yeah, there's a number of library computers.
If the library has that, a lot of our seniors just don't go to the library. A lot of them come to the senior center while they're already there for other activities. So we thought that might be an ideal time to help them. So again, I'm completely open. If the Board of Finance believes that that's a want and not a need, then absolutely I would defer to them.
I think it's a great idea, but I kind of remember, was it this past, I don't know, whenever there was the big Board of Selectmen meeting and it had you guys on almost a panel, that this was brought up, and did somebody suggest talking with the school about second-hand computers or something that they would hand down? I'm not poo-pooing this at all, but is there a way of reusing other equipment that might still have a good amount of life left? That's all.
I think,
that's a great idea.
Didn't Eric at one time say that there were a number of used computers that kind of get replaced and then they're just sitting there, that there was other computers that could be used?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to know that.
That's what Eric said at one time, I think last year. I think it's a great idea, but I do think there's other resources that these people could use in a year where we're looking at an extremely high budget. So
I don't know. What are you talking? How much would a computer be? Is there a used option?
Yeah. Can we knock it down to $1,000? I mean, I looked at computers, there are cheaper computers than that for sure. Laptops.
And you can buy a pretty basic laptop for $500-600.
Yeah, $500-600. I was just looking at them at Staples. So I'd be in favor of making a motion to drop that to $1,000. I don't know if anybody else.
Well, does anybody want to second that motion?
I'll second that.
Okay, Nick will second. So Bill moves we drop this from 2,500 to 1,000. Nick seconds. Any further discussion on the matter before we vote?
I think that's kind of low.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Who thinks it's low?
Liz.
I think
Okay.
I think 1,000 is low. I'm going to say no.
Okay, that's fair.
You want to throw a different number in there, Liz?
Friendly amendment?
I'm open.
I mean, I would knock it down to 2,000. I think the senior center needs resources to do what they need to do. And so I might knock it down to 2,000, but.
I mean, I'm okay with that. If people want to amend the motion and do it again.
If you want to continue the vote on this first motion, that's
sure.
fine.
I can also do that. I mean,
Nick and Heather and Louise, just to see what your thoughts are.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So Liz is a no for reasons stated. Okay. Louise.
I'm on the fence with this one because, I mean, you can also get it from, a lot of people donate, like Joe. He has certain computers that we can probably just donate. We didn't even know that they needed another one.
Yeah.
So the year is going to be tough.
It'll be a tough year.
Yeah. And no offense, but yeah, I just don't think it's needed.
Okay.
Heather?
So I say no.
You're in favor. So you're in favor of the 1,000.
1,000.
No, I just don't think the whole thing is needed. It's 2,500.
Right, but the motion on the floor is to cut to 1,000. So
okay,
yeah or nay on that?
No.
You're a no. Okay, but you would go to 0.
Yes.
Okay, to be clear. Okay.
So Nick and Heather.
Heather.
I would do the 1,000.
Okay, so you're a yes.
Yeah, I'm a yes.
Very good. Nick.
I'm a yes for the 1,000.
Okay. So that's 2 yeses, 2 nos. Bill?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, Tess is raising her hand in the middle of the vote. Tess, what do you get to say before I even make my vote? Tess?
Oops, so sorry. Is it possible to put that on hold for $1,000 and check to see where those extra computers are and see if they can be used? And if they're available, and can they be used with, I think IT has to cover them with
the software package or whatever?
Yeah.
Like Windows support or?
Correct, but have the coverage for viruses as well.
Sorry, Norton or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You mean the ones in the school?
Wherever somebody had mentioned that there are used computers that are available that Eric had mentioned.
Okay.
And again, that was a year or 2 ago. I don't know if they're still available, at this time, Tess.
And I'm okay with $1,000. Yeah.
Okay.
Rob.
So I got to make a call here. Here's my take. I'll vote yes for now. We'll end up at 1,000, but I want to revisit it.
I like that.
So that would be motion. That would be motion passes. I think 4-2 or 3-2. No, wait. Hold on a minute. Me, Bill,
It was 4-2.
Nick, Heather.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those were our yeses.
Yep.
Liz was a no, thinking it might be too low. Louise was a no, thinking it might be too high. All right. Motion passes for now. But yeah, I want to come back to this. So how do we run that down, guys?
I think
Used computers available, question mark.
There's
Yeah,
definitely an opportunity to explore that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there might even be opportunities at AES for some reason. I thought
maybe. I mean, we can reach out. I can ask Val. I don't know what she's got. It's late tonight, but I'll try and.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be a great PAL community type of thing. The PAL program for one of the kids to show one of the seniors how to do that on one of their computers.
Yeah.
Oh God, I remember trying to. Many years ago when I used to actually be the whiz in the house, trying to explain to my father how to go onto the internet and find his cricket scores. I got to tell you, it ended up being a 45-step process because I had to tell him things like, click on the thing, do it twice.
Okay, so
anyway,
guys.
I'm clearly fried. So we're at the end of the community center line. My thought is we should probably stop here because I don't know if I've got anything left in the tank, and I don't know about the rest of you. I would suggest we now discuss whether we could get a meeting together maybe for Tuesday night. The reason I say Tuesday, I would normally pick Thursday, but I've got something Thursday. I think it's the DTC caucus, so I can't bail on that. Given that, what is people's availability for Tuesday night next week?
Tuesday the 24th? 24th?
I'm good.
I'm good.
There's an RTC thing on Tuesday as well. I think it's quick.
You guys are probably trying to do the same thing we're trying to do because there's a very tight time frame there for caucus stuff.
Yes.
Would this be at 7?
So we picked Thursday. You picked Tuesday. Oh, no.
Yeah, so RTC has a meeting on Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, good God. All right, so you're shot for Monday and Tuesday, and I'm shot for Thursday. I mean, I could bail out of DTC and do something Thursday, I guess. Like, I think we need it. So
we absolutely need it.
I think we need it, and I think I might have to tell the DTC, sorry guys, it's more important for me to do this. So, do you guys, everybody else? Back around the horn. Is Thursday of next week the 26th? Okay.
Hang on 1 second. I'm reading let me just read my meeting. Let me read my email real quick.
Yeah.
I can't do the 26th.
You can't do the 26th.
I can't do the 26th now.
Liz, do you have to go Monday and Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm looking at my email real quick. Per the state, we must pick delegates in May for delegates.
It is so tight.
We have that starting on March 24th and get this information to the state by April 1st. We can discuss the delegates on the 23rd, but cannot pick them until Tuesday. Tuesday's meeting should be very short. I mean, I could just tell them I can't make it. I mean,
it's up to you. I mean, I don't want to pull you out of that.
There's other Republicans in town.
Skip my meeting on Thursday, but if Tuesday got everybody, maybe we do it.
Tuesday, yeah.
That's at 7 o'clock.
The idea behind this meeting is to propose that we try to get any board of selectmen we can, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
I mean, we could even, I think we should get them. I mean, we have a meeting next Wednesday as well, but
we do.
I think the earlier we get them, either they come with us on the 25th and then we do the meeting on the 26th, or they come with us on the 24th. Yeah.
Liz,
24th or 25th.
Is your meeting on the 24th at 7 o'clock?
That was the next thing I was going to check.
Because maybe could we start at 7:30 if that's the case? I don't
know. Let me see. Let me go back. Please mark your calendar. Attendance is required. Can they possibly give us a time? Nope.
It's almost certainly 7, though, don't you think?
It's most certainly 7. I think that's the assumed time.
That's usually when we do everything too.
Yeah.
Unless there's a special reason not to, it's usually 7.
And if that's the case too, that might affect the Board of Selectmen that might want to join those meetings as well.
That's right.
And yours is on Thursday?
Tuesday. Mine is Thursday, but I'm the only one affected here.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who's like a member of the DTC that would be affected. So
yeah.
My inclination would be if everybody else could make it, but I think Louise already said she couldn't, I would skip it. I'd do that. And if I skipped it, we would have 6.
We gotta do what we got to do.
We got to do something. But I also, the point that's being made here about, it sounds like the RTC meeting on the Tuesday is the one where they're going to be making choices. Ergo,
yes,
the most likely one where people kind of need to be there. Ergo, if you're going to lose people to it, that's like, Board of Selectmen members, that's the one. So
yes.
As much as I'd like to say, we'd only be losing Liz for a period of time, and maybe she can join Liz, but no, if we're losing Murray and like multiple other members of Board of Selectmen, then what are we doing?
But is that meeting going to be short for them on Tuesday, Liz said?
It's going to be short.
Yeah.
It's going to be short. So unless we say, let's start our Tuesday meeting at say 7:30
or 8
or 8. Not that we want to do that, but that would give.
If the idea is we can get the Board of Selectmen to ask them discrete questions about like 10 light items we highlighted, maybe 8 could work.
The agenda.
Might be having kids.
Just a limited agenda with.
Yeah.
No.
But if it's a special meeting,
it's a special meeting. We have an open-ended agenda, but we would try to focus it. Obviously, I would think, right? Oh,
what about Monday?
Can we start early on Wednesday?
Well, Monday you have that other RTC thing.
I know, but I think the more important meeting of the two might be the Tuesday one. Because they have to do the delegates.
I mean, Mondays kind of suck for me, but I could try and do that if that's what works for everybody else.
I mean, I'm sure the RTC won't be very happy with me not being there on Monday because that's when they do the bulk of their stuff. But I mean, what are you going to do?
I'm just trying to come up with something here.
Can we start early on Wednesday at 6? Would that help at all? An extra hour?
That's true. We did do that for the
but based on this meeting, I feel like we need more than an hour.
I think so too.
Yeah, well, if the point of that hour is, no, you're right.
I think we might even want to do Tuesday and start early on Wednesday.
Right.
just I'm with you, Heather. I think we have a lot of work to do.
I absolutely hate to say that, but so all right, first things first. All right. 6 p.m. on Wednesday I could do. Are we trying to do something on the Tuesday? Sorry. What's the decision on that?
Let's just do it Tuesday. Just do it Tuesday.
Okay.
It is what it is. We'll let the other Republicans in town do it. Get it done.
Right. So
honestly, I've never been to one of those, so I don't even know how it works. Maybe Tess could explain that to us, how it works, if anybody wants to hear that. I mean, because she seems to know a little bit about it. Have you ever done that before, Rob?
Me?
On the DTC?
Yeah, I mean, we have to, the whole candidate nominations and voting and everything. I mean, it's, I don't spend a lot of time thinking about it, but I've definitely gone in the past, and I don't recall it taking forever, but you got to get a quorum together and you got to make decisions. So I'm just putting together an email here to Kate to tell her, well, first of all, we have to vote on this real quick, but assuming we vote on this, to have the extra meeting, and then so the extra meeting on Tuesday would be 7, or do we want to push it?
Yeah.
Okay, 7. And all right, so I'll make the motion. Let's add a special Board of Finance budget workshop meeting Tuesday, the 24th at 7 p.m. and invite the Board of Selectmen. And we will move the start of our 25th, the regular meeting, I believe that's our regular meeting.
Yeah.
To 6. And also mention that any Board of Selectmen we can get to that would be also appreciated. I'm going to send an email to that board and Kate to that effect if we pass this.
I'll second it.
Okay, great. Do we have any further discussion? All right, let's go around the horn. Bill.
Okay, so I just want to review one more time. So it's 7 on Tuesday and 6 on Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the motion.
I'm good.
You're yes. Okay, Heather.
Yes.
Nick.
Yes.
Louise.
Yes.
Liz.
Yes, sir.
I am also a yes.
And someone's just got to let Kim know.
Hopefully, Kim. Yeah, we got to loop Kim in on that. Liz, can you contact her? Thank you. Yeah. So hopefully we didn't just do something that doesn't work for her. Thank you all for that. I really appreciate it. I'm going to finish that email. In the meantime, however, I suggest that we, oh, great. I don't have my PDF up anymore. I believe at this point, if we're going to stop here for the budget, it's last round of public speak and then adjournment. So let me see who's left. We've basically got Joanne, Tess, and of course, Lisa, who's been here the whole time. So Joanne, do you have anything for us?
I won't do that to you. I have thoughts, but good luck. Good luck. Another long meeting for you. Take care.
Appreciate. Tess, do you have anything further for us? Thanks so much for the information you've given us tonight.
Yeah, just thank you so much for listening. I appreciate your guidance.
All right. And before we let it go, Lisa, are you good for us for tonight? You have anything further to say?
I think I'm good. There was one item, and we can talk again, but I did talk to the auditors, and they're going up $1,000, so it'll be 42 instead of 41,000. So
for that line. So we just next time we get a spreadsheet, hopefully get that in there.
Yep. I just didn't want to put it in there without telling you guys first.
No, I understand. That's not a crazy amount. I'm not surprised that they went up.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you for that.
Yep.
Okay, so I have a couple items to do. I have to get that email out to Board of Selectmen and Kate about the meeting changes. And then I promised you guys I would try to touch base with Roberta about a few things. Other than that, that's what I've got. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion. Okay, second that.
Okay. Bill motions, Louise seconds. Huzzah. Let's go around. Liz.
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
Heather.
Yes.
Nick.
Yes.
Louise.
Yes.
And I myself have also a yes. Thank you all. Thanks for making yourselves available, even though, it's difficult. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
And I will see you next week, and I'll report whatever I get. And Lisa, of course, will, I'm sure, continue to email us. And
yep.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay, don't stop
recording.
Stop the recording. Okay.